So let's just start this. I am one with the Force. The Force is with me. But YouTube is not one with the Force because they always fucking up my time zone shit. Say I'm Pacific, I'm Eastern, but who fucking cares? Let's just start this. I'm the Broke Black Man 94, aka Darth Salty. Here is from the TIE Fighter. It's TIE Fighter, right?
Yeah,
Last time I checked, yeah.
uh-huh.
Call this shit something else because it's kind of pathetic, though, in my opinion. Now, when it comes to ships in the Star Wars universe, but that's another stream, another talk later. But inside, you can hear the epicness of the voice from Jedi Master Leo.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's good to be back. Thank you for inviting me, Broke. And I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, cheapness. Could even fucking float or anything. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck it.
But I don't want to play too much because that might be copyright infringement. So I'll leave it like that.
I'm already copyrighted just from that alone. But yeah. Also got another guest here, back from the opposite side of the world from I don't even know where, to be honest, because of Trump. I don't even know where anyone is, to be honest now. Qui-Gon Johnny.
Really, Davey, you're going to introduce me on politics and say the T word, man. That's some bullshit, that is. That's trigger words right there. So, yeah, shout out from Coruscant, Dantooine, Tatooine, so many fucking names you could have said in there. That's these fucking Darth Sith Lords. You haven't got a fucking clue what they're talking about or what universe they're in. I'm Qui-Gon Johnny, which I almost nearly always fuck up, and we're a bit late running on Force time. I got in a bit late. David fucked up the time and takes no blame for it because he's a salty motherfucking Sith. And let's rock this shit on. And if Kylo Ren gets mentioned in the stream once, I will Force choke the shit out of everybody. But what's good, y'all? What's good?
Kylo Ren, the greatness.
That is not happening.
The greatness.
That piece of crap. Well, you see this guy? He's out of the picture now.
Yeah. In all fairness and honor, he will not be mentioned at all, because of the fucking roast that you guys did. He's healing up,
How can it be?
He will be back.
How can it be top anything?
He will be back next stream or so. Who knows?
That little pop has more balls than the original Kylo Ren.
Come on, any of those guys are. If he's top anything, he'll be like the top bitch. But moving on from that subject.
Yeah, but before we go into the stream again, let's thank the people in the who's watching now and soon be watching later in the near future.
And we apologize for those that were already here, but they had to leave because we were late on this. So thank them in ahead of time for that as well.
Yeah. Also, again, blame YouTube. Again, thanks for stopping by. What Door Forever Lost. Alan for stopping by. One True David. Who else we have? Air Tatch. He's up in here. T Baby, and hopefully others who are stopping by. So let's get into this conversation. It's been 3 weeks in the waiting. 5 Saber/Force Wielders, because we go by Force Wielders, that's a whole different conversation though. So let's get to it. So this is how it's going to happen. We're all at the same time. They're going to be naming either top 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever, and also honorable mentions before or after each one.
After, probably.
I don't know. We just play it by ear. I'm not professional because YouTube's never professional. So yeah. Who cares? So let's just get to this. Hey, Johnny. Leo.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm the only one here related to Liam Neeson and have a green lightsaber. That's not in me pants. It's at me side. I just can't find it at the minute. So yeah, I'm fucking good to go, and I'm professional as shit, unlike these Sith little fag lords. So speak for yourself, mate. Yeah, with your gay little reverend.
He's not speaking for me. That was just him speaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go. Top 5, 3, 2, 1. Darth Vader.
Yoda.
Luke.
Next.
No, what?
Now, let's talk about though.
This motherfucker want to move. He just want to drop and go.
No, let's all talk about this one by one.
Okay. Oh, guys, before we mention anything else, this is not exactly, well, maybe in my case, but that was just random. In this case, we're going to discuss why we believe why they're powerful, but we won't tell you until the end who's in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in no particular order right now, though. But in the end, I'll tell you. Johnny's gonna tell you, as well as Broke, who's our top in terms of power in the end of the video.
Sure. So you want to start it first, Leo, with your number 5?
Well, because mine is the greatest, so I'll save the best for last. But yeah, sure. So Yoda, I would say he's one in my top 5 list of most powerful of all time, because one, he's been around the longest, let's say 900 years, and according to the Jedi lore, the Star Wars lore, the longer in the Jedis, anyways, for the Jedis, the longer you are in one with the Force, the more knowledge you gain with the Force. And because Yoda pretty much hands down is one of the oldest characters, if not the oldest character in all of Star Wars, he has all this knowledge, okay? 2, you also become stronger with the Force itself. So clearly, we know that Yoda has basically lifted up mountains, destroyed armies single-handedly, and at the same time took 2 Star Destroyers and made them collide with one another. Boy, look at that, a salty face already. Salty face already. And 3, he has abilities that no other Jedi has been able to do in like a millennia, aka the where he invigorates his other Jedis during battle and makes them many times stronger than their natural capabilities will allow them to without his Force chant. Okay? But that's enough about Yoda. Broke.
Okay, I don't know why on earth is Yoda even mentioned, even 1 through 5. If it was 1 to 10, maybe, you know, I put Yoda as 10 though.
Oh, please.
As 5? Are you kidding me?
Come on. Yoda could
I
be
can name 5 people who are stronger than Yoda.
Yoda could beat any guy that you throw at him.
What? I don't know what, which one. It's those death sticks, I'm guessing. You know, when Obi-Wan told that guy, yeah, I don't want no death sticks, you were like, oh, shoot, let me actually go try one. Yeah, so.
Okay, mister, go ahead. Who was the one that you said?
Okay, 1, I tripped up there. It's not Vader. For my top 5, it's probably Darth Maul.
Darth Maul could be Yoda?
Yes, he can.
Oh,
yes,
my gosh.
Can.
Okay,
yes,
but let's hear your
first,
go
before
ahead.
I even go for
oh, my gosh.
Darth Maul here, Yoda, again, why I think Yoda probably not. If he is so strong, so powerful, able to, like, move mountains, destroy, 2 Star Destroyers? Star Destroyers at the same time, then where's all this strength and all this, you know, abilities when he was facing Darth Sidious in that, you know, in that office room, Senate room, whatever. Where was it?
Hey,
Nowhere.
First of all,
gone. Finito. Was he able to kill Palpatine? No, he was not.
Yes, he was. But
no, he was not.
Okay,
he was not.
You're telling me that Yoda was gonna out of nowhere, man.
You had your time to speak. You had your time to speak.
But why you gotta throw the salty shots at me? Just tell us why your guy's stronger. You don't have to throw shots yet.
So just like
shade salty.
Salty already. We didn't even get in it. He's already attacking Yoda.
Why I think so. For starters, just like how Yoda is trained in almost like
wait, Vader or who?
No, I think it's Darth Maul is my number 5. Maul here.
Okay.
Let me get my notes here because I'm like,
because apparently he needs it because he can't keep his brain in check, so he has to like
okay, so
like they
were gonna say something. I
whipped out the notepad. That's what he did. Came to a freestyle vibe. Like, let me get my notepad out. Like, boo.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, but Darth Maul, he has studied all forms of saber technique, just like how Yoda is.
I'm sorry, Clive. You mean 07 or 04?
Yeah, 07.
Because you said 4. It didn't seem like you knew what you were talking about there.
He did all 7, and he truly mastered the 7th one because it will actually strengthen his like tenacity of always being called, since Maul equals like hammer, because he's a fighting style, because he's all nothing about brutal strength.
Sorry to cut you off again. That's the 5th style, not the 7th.
No, that's the 7th.
7th is with 7th is with Windu.
No, if you master it.
Right. Windu is number 7 where he takes the dark side. No.
Yeah, but he created it.
Windu.
Yeah,
so therefore Maul can have that ability if Windu was the one that created it.
He never used it. He never used
Darth Maul
Vapad.
uses the 5th attack.
For those who don't know, Vapad is drawing dark side from your enemy. if he's if Maul is basically a Sith assassin, why on killing Jedi who normally don't even use the dark side,
Right,
but the
so
light
why-
side?
so exactly.
He doesn't need to use Vapad.
Yeah, first of all, why would he use Vapad against Jedi if that's the channel dark energy? So therefore he wouldn't use it.
He wouldn't need to
No,
use it.
he
but
used the
still,
fifth
as I
style.
said,
The fifth style.
No, he mastered the 7th.
Look at your notepad again.
I don't need to look. But yeah, not only that, but simply put it, he was able to defeat Qui-Gon easily. And even after he supposedly was defeated by Obi-Wan, which is by pure luck, he was still able to come back not once, but even twice within the Clone Wars and in Star Wars Rebels back. And even Yoda just easily went off to the Bodega Boss system, the Chillax. Darth Maul was still in action, ready to still scheme. So no.
He was being very soft. And by the way, Okay, we'll let Qui-Gon Johnny get his number because we could go on this forever.
Okay.
But I'll make a quick argument here before we do that. Okay. If Maul was able to beat Yoda, which is completely bullshit, right? In the Star Wars clone movies, Maul is very salty with Palpatine because obviously he abandoned him. Maul and his brother, if you didn't see the Star Wars clone, they fight Palpatine. And Palpatine kills them both easily.
Actually, he did not kill Maul.
Yes, he did. He could have done. He killed his brother and left him to be salty in the end, right? He easily did that.
And yet, what did he say?
Wait.
No.
You said your thing.
What did Palpatine say before he fought Maul and his brother? Excuse me. You're becoming my rival.
No,
you're becoming my rival.
Listen.
You are becoming my rival.
Palpatine beats them both. Palpatine could have beaten them both easily, which he does. He kept Maul alive just so he could be salty and his powers grow stronger because he's still not strong enough yet. Yoda could have, if Yoda beat Palpatine, or that's arguable, how could Maul beat Yoda if Yoda beat Palpatine? Explain that. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Johnny. Moving on.
Hey Taylor, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce is the best video of all time, bitch. Fuck's sake. Mic drop. I'll go into the logistics when I hear the whole list out by everybody, and then we can all go at each other. I don't mean to troll anybody, but Yoda is not on my list either. Number 5 for me is Luke Skywalker. I think he speaks for himself. I would have put Anakin in there, but then when you look at Luke, the length that he's been in tune with the Force and how strong that he's gotten, he's kind of had to rebuild the whole system on his own. So Luke does speak for himself as to why he's there. He didn't know much. He learned late. That's why he's lower on the list. But what he learned in his late stage is absolutely ridiculous. And Luke actually fought the actual Force before. The Force, the actual fucking Force that came back as an entity. So what more could not get you on that list? He's number 5 is Luke. Swift and to the point.
We're going to the next person, then Luke is definitely on my list. I'll just extend to that by saying Luke actually becomes so attuned to the Force that he becomes the Force itself temporarily. That's how powerful he is. But with the surprise look in Darth Salty here, he didn't know that.
No.
But anyway, so that's my number.
Okay,
that's my number 4. Go ahead, Mister.
Okay, but before we talk about my number 4, now if Luke goes against Maul, Maul would be defeated. But Maul against Yoda, no. I'll tell you what. In his argument,
what's your number 2? What's your number 2?
David, I'm going to shut up. I just want to say a shit pun. If Luke fought against Darth Maul, he would be Maul. That's all I wanted to say. But no, go on. I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to shut the fuck up.
But that I'll agree with, though. But no. When you said that Palpatine, when Palpatine went against Maul, no. When you said Palpatine went against Maul and his brother.
Yeah.
He said that to Maul, you are becoming my rival.
The only reason in terms of what he still wasn't his rival. You're becoming my rival. That means that he's still weak. Therefore, he wouldn't have been able to beat Yoda either way.
If he's this still weakling, he would have simply just let him be.
Another assassin. He keeps the people that he kills because they could still be of use to him. Only after Palpatine draws every last ounce of you that he could possibly use of you, then he will grant you your final death. That's it. He's just using Maul, but in the end, Maul can never pass Palpatine, never. And another factor to back this up is that he's cut in half. His lower body is replaced by metal legs. We know that Vader is weakened because of his metal arms. Therefore, he already lost half of his ability to power up even further. Therefore, he's significantly weakened. So Maul could never be as strong as Palpatine, let alone beat Yoda in anything, especially after he's cut in half. Moving on, what's your fourth one?
But
Jesus, yo, leave him alone. Leave him alone.
I'll go last with my number 4. But who do you? You said Luke was your 4, but Johnny, who's your 4 though?
He said Luke. Right?
My number 4 is Darth Revan.
Interesting.
Yes, I agree with that as my number 3 because that was his number
4. That's his number 4.
Johnny said, who was his 5th? Johnny, who was your 5th? You said.
He said Luke.
My 5th was Luke. Number 4 is Darth Revan. I'll explain why. Let Davey rattle off his number 4.
Yeah, my number 4 has to be Star Killer. For those who don't know, from the video game Force Awakens and also the novelization, they actually did a novelization of the game. But yeah, I would say him.
What's his name, David? What's his actual name? It's Garen.
Garen.
Mm-hmm.
Garen. Yeah, he just about made it to my list as well, man.
Yeah, he not trying to jump the gun, but he's definitely I would have to say as an honorable mention, yeah. But Luke, I would say to extend on Johnny, like I already extended. Luke definitely for my number 4 spot, since that was his number 5. Luke, again, he becomes one with the actual Force. It's stated several times that in his prime, he's so powerful that it looks like if 30 Jedi are fighting at the same time. Not only that, he fights, arguably, in my opinion, he's the strongest dark side Force wielder, Palpatine, and he beats him. Even when he comes back as a clone, he beats him again. So, being that Palpatine, to me anyway, is the strongest dark side Force wielder, and Luke beats him several times, twice, I think, he becomes one with the Force. He gets so many powers that even the current Jedi haven't learned yet, like what is called Fire Strike, where it's basically he's moving his hands so fast that he incinerates any of his opponents. The Jedi haven't even learned that ability yet. Most Jedi, except that he actually is the first Jedi to learn that ability, and he's also able to get what's called Justice Lightning, which is equivalent to the dark side's lightning, but it's for the good side. So Luke is able to get Force Lightning, but that's it's called Justice Lightning. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone. It's called something along those lines, which he could control that as well.
No, you're right. You're right.
Go ahead. So
yeah, so your 4th is Luke against Darth Revan here against Star Killer. I would say Star Killer would defeat Luke early stages, but not Luke Prime. Luke Prime, no, probably no chance.
No, but that's a bad argument. You can say no, that's a stupid argument.
Maybe a challenge.
Yeah, but
you can challenge him, but in his Luke Prime,
how can you say that?
No,
that's like
he's able to defeat Vader, but no, his Star Killer is able to defeat both Vader and freaking Palpatine. Yes,
come on,
but no. When Luke,
it's like me saying Skywalker could beat a Star Killer when he's 5 years old. Like, sure, we can go back to any point in their life and say who would be who, but we're talking about when they're in their primes. I could easily say Anakin Skywalker could beat Yoda when Yoda was like 20 years old, but we're not gonna say that's ridiculous. Of course not.
Then. And yeah, Anakin would beat Yoda because Yoda's too small to have the higher ground.
Fuck the damn high ground theories and all that shit though, but
I'm sorry. Good point, Johnny. And Luke could beat Yoda because Luke is everything Yoda was, but stronger, because he increases to his full potential. Unlike most of the other Star Wars characters, Yoda and Luke are the only few that actually reach their highest potential, excluding my number 3 choice, which is Marco Ragnos. That's my number.
No, don't say it yet. Don't go on to number 3. Yeah, we ain't even done with 4, mate.
Okay, go on.
Davey hasn't started. We'll get to 3. Don't worry. Let Davey say his argument for a good old Star Killer, because I haven't heard it yet. He's a dark horse. I'll give you that. He's definitely a dark horse on the list. Go for it.
Exactly, because starters, as a child, he was easily able to take Vader's lightsaber like with ease.
Yeah,
I was
but-
like,
yeah.
the hell?
That is true, but Vader wasn't paying attention. Let's be honest.
Vader was like,
Vader
was there to hunt down Jedi, period.
He saw a little
So
kid.
if he would have sensed anyone with the damn Force, he would have been able to say, okay, someone's in the room with the Force ability. Let me just snap or just wave my hand or something just to kill him.
If you look at the game, he's kind of like looking around. He's not sure. He was like, he's looking for a Jedi master because he's like, who's your? He didn't expect it to be a little boy. So though he was looking directly at him, he didn't expect the little boy to be the one to take his lightsaber.
That was like fucking Sidious there. He would just came down and then like, okay, where's everyone? Oh, I sent someone to kill.
Well, I'll give you this. Star Killer definitely is on my honorable mention, but Star Killer.
Not only that, but near the end of the game and also on the first novelization book, he easily first went up against freaking Vader, and right after that, he freaking faced Sidious.
Yeah, at the same time, yeah, he definitely hands down, and he brought down a Star Destroyer, which most people cannot do. And I give him credit because he's one of the few Jedi that go from total dark side, completely dark side, all the way to good side, and they're able to master both of the abilities in both ends of the spectrum. So I would say Starkiller would be the top Jedi as well as the top Sith, to be honest with you, because he fits in both camps.
Because not even Revan did that. Because with Revan, he started out as Jedi first, then he went to Sith, dark side.
Revan, don't worry. You'll have Revan covered to whip his ass. Don't worry about Revan. He's like,
all right, so go with your argument, Johnny.
Well, first of all, if this is a game of chess, then my first move for Darth Revan to win that round easily over the other two was go back in time to when the Force was strong and it was actually people were trained efficiently within it. Mandalores, that's like a whole fucking planet full of Boba Fett's and Jango Fett's in their prime wanting to take over shit. Not just one or two of them, that's cool. Think about that shit. Weigh that shit in your head. Back then was a hell of a lot. Go back then to the evolution. It's like us going back in time on Earth when there's dinosaurs and we're just mere humans. That's how strong that shit was back then. So, like, you know, that competition back then is I don't know how long Mr. Starkiller, he would have survived him, but I don't know how much of a boss he would have been back in that fucking day, to be honest. Revan absolutely strived in it. Started off as a Jedi. Jedi didn't want anything to do with the Mandalorians. Followed his compassion, took them the fuck out. Mandalores, as I say, it's like Jango Fett on crack, a whole planet, not clones. Efficient, like efficient as fuck individual, and you know what they're doing. And not many Jedi or Sith could have done that at the time. Then Revan mastered the Sith for himself, became the master of them, fucked the whole galaxy up to the point he had to erase and scramble his brain. And then you make the choice, the canon choices obviously went back to being a Jedi. And then he went on to take on the Sith, knowing they're coming back before he came back. And he got trapped in a void, like in a shitty spell, a shitty cop-out. But other than that, yeah, I don't know who competes with Revan on that level, especially for just number 4. You kidding me? He's mastered everything. He's a master duelist. He took on the head of Mandalore, took him out in front of everybody out of respect. Instead of just choking him, he does force choke, he does lightning, he does all the justice movements as well. He's kind of, he has everything. He has everything. Good luck. That's all I have to say. Darth Revan easily number 4.
I definitely agree with you, Johnny. I definitely agree. He could basically everything that you said. Yeah, I mean, exactly. There's no competition. I think if these 3 individuals were to fight, obviously I think my Luke would win. But between Revan and Starkiller, Revan would definitely win against Starkiller. I think that goes without saying, really, because he's had longer time to master it. Just like how the same argument could be made with who's stronger, Anakin or Obi-Wan. Well, Anakin has more natural raw ability, but Obi-Wan over time he's able to master it efficiently to the point where he could even compete someone that's stronger than him. So even if Starkiller by raw power would be stronger than Revan, with all of Revan's experience, I think Revan would definitely take the cake on that one easily.
I don't think easily. I think Starkiller is a dark horse. If it's a triple threat, then Luke and Revan would go at it. Like, you know, as they'd see each other as the stronger opposite, they'd just go at each other out of ego, to be honest with you. Starkiller could sit on the outside. He could sit on the outside and get a swipe in. Like, that's whoever wins that, it's not an easy win because they're both good choices, to be honest.
Yeah, I definitely. Revan is definitely one of my top. I mean, he knows it all, basically. He knows how to dual sword, single sword, everything, basically. I mean, There's no, yeah, I would say he's definitely a good choice for this. You're right.
So I guess we're gonna go into the top 3 then.
Top 3.
So who's your top 3?
So on the 3rd place, like I said before, Mark Aragnos. Mark Aragnos, for those of you who don't know him, he's basically the badass that started everything. He put the Sith on the map 100,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. He basically was one of the OG gangsters. Before they became Sith Lords, they were just called Dark Force Wielders. And then they became Sith Lords, himself as the Sith Emperor, basically saying that I'm stronger than everyone. And anyone that wants to take my spot could either do it out of brute force or intelligence. He had both brute force and intelligence, even by those that followed him afterwards. I mean, those that were second in command, he was still so much stronger than them that it was pointless. In fact, he was so strong that he invented half of the spells and all of the Dark Force secrets. He invented many of them himself. And he was so powerful that he was emperor or whatever. He was the strongest Sith for 100 years. No one can challenge him.
Before Bane, wasn't he? Sorry, Leo. He was before Darth Bane came along, wasn't he? He was the one, yeah. His order was set in place that Bane changed from the 2, wasn't it? That's when Bane came in and started implementing the 2, the Sith and the Apprentice. He changed that. Yeah, I'm on board with you. Sorry, Leo. Go ahead. I wanted to make sure I had it right. I got you.
You're right, Johnny. You're absolutely right. This was thousands of years before Bane. Actually, at that point, there were Sith and then there were Dark Jedi. Sith actually had a specific species with Dark Jedi. And he's the product of a Sith and a Dark Jedi who his parents, made him. Therefore, he had like the best of both worlds. Both were 100% attuned with the dark side of the Force. So he's pretty much a product of like a destruction. Basically, he has the blood of a Sith and he has the powers of a dark side Force wielder. He's so strong that even in his dying day, no one could still take him down. He basically passed on his tradition. He passed down his reign by dying of old age. Like no one ever beat him ever. And he was so powerful that he's one of the few Sith that actually become Force ghosts. Who actually, after he dies, he came to his Padawan, who was the leader at the time, gave him instructions. He came thousands of years later, gave Bane instructions, came thousands of years later, and gave Palpatine as a Force ghost even thousands of years after his death. So I think he's definitely deserves to be on my list of top 5.
Nice. Good choice, man. Good choice. Hard one to beat there. How about you, Davey? I'm losing this round.
Maybe you can survive certain technique, but fuck it. Well, I would say fucking Mace Windu as my 3. Maybe if he uses a Vapad against his, dark side, he can just draw from it and maybe combat him. But other than that,
Vapad?
Yeah.
Can you give us a background story of him?
What, Vapad?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because when you use Vapad, you're drawing on the negative energy from your enemy.
Okay.
So if he just like how when he was up against Palpatine, so that's why people make the argument whether or not was he able to defeat Palpatine or was Palpatine just buying time for Vader. Excuse me. Yeah, Vader, almost Anakin. So it's very debatable on that topic.
You mean Dooku?
No.
Or
when Mace was fighting Palpatine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's saying to twist Anakin into Vader, to let him take the final step. Like, is that what you're getting at, David? Is it that's why he stood back?
When in the fight in episode 3. So,
you mean the fighting more? Okay, because you were confusing me. You were talking about Darth Maul using supposedly Vapad, which I still think that's incorrect. But and he'll take it and twist it against him. Is that against? Like you mean against Ragnos?
Yeah, maybe.
Wow,
maybe.
Wow. Look, the lightsabers weren't even invented yet. That's how strong. Like, all right, to give you guys a background, lightsabers, which Maul relies on majority of the time, lightsabers weren't even invented. But these guys fought with freaking like swords that were imbued with crystals that they would use dark side energy to convert them into stronger weapons. So Ragnos would have killed him just by like looking at him. He wouldn't even take out a lightsaber because lightsabers didn't even exist back then. So for him to start a fight, if Maul were to go back 100,000 years before the Battle of Yavin and meet face to face with Ragnos, Ragnos could like kill him with like anything. Basically, he's so powerful. I mean, he could even sever the connection with the Force, which is one of a few abilities that few people learn, and kill Maul. And Maul would, Maul really wouldn't stand a chance.
Most definitely, yeah.
I don't even, man. He's even considered stronger maybe than even Palpatine because he's like pure energy.
Who's your top 3, Johnny?
Oh, it's an interesting one to bring him in. This is my wild card one, but that's what I have to explain it because when I say the name, it's going to be what. But if I explain the context of it, hopefully it makes a bit of sense. Drawing on energy is a nice way to lead him in. It's from Knights of the Old Republic 2. Forgive me if I butcher his name, as I butcher everybody's name. But it's Darth Nihilus. Is that it? Nihilus.
Yeah, close enough. I'll forgive you.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, it's him anyways. And the reason why is now I know in that game and that canon of that game is he's on the front of the Knights of the Old Republic too. He's the one with the kind of weird kind of mask and the slit in between it. And he's not a human. He's kind of like just he's an embodiment of a form, yeah. And he gets beaten really easy in the game. When you meet him on the ship, he gets beaten really fucking easy. But the reason why he's on it as powerful Force wielder is he's kind of like an oxymoron that just got so unlucky because this dude he can do life absorb, Force absorb, and he does it with planets. Think of Galactus. He's the equivalent of Galactus in the Star Wars world. He goes around, he absorbs the whole life's planet, and what happened is his humanity started fading, and then he didn't want to die. He wanted to be immortal, so he actually embodied his soul into his armor and his mask. He's literally just like an entity.
Oh, and that guy, yeah, he's pretty powerful. Yeah.
He goes around just Force absorbed. Now all his eggs are in the one basket. He doesn't have anything else. It's just Force absorbed. The only thing with his downfall is if someone like is immune, there's a few that can be immune to Force absorb. They will absolutely beat the shit out of him. Do you know what I mean? That's why he's not revered as a big deal. But it's just specifically on Force power for someone to drain a fucking planet.
Yeah,
which is Force absorb. That's ridiculous. So that's why he's me number 3. But I don't mind conceding that round. I still thought he had to get a mention in though because that is a ridiculous power to do it on a whole planet.
Definitely, I agree with that. I wish they used that. I wish they used instead of the Death Star. Like I wish they would have gone into more Force power like that because. Funny side note. Oh, I'll get into it when I mention him, but. Only like 3 Sith could actually have that same ability, but they really don't use it too much. But I'll get into that afterwards.
But yeah, so we're about to go into top 2 now. So let me start this off then. Unless was it me who started? No, it was you who started.
I started. I started not the third. You asked me who was my third. So the second.
So Johnny, you start out the second then.
I think this is going to be the first time where I say a name and I can feel the Force in my left testicle more than my right that one of you have this choice in this position as well. If not, then he's your number 1. But it has to be Palpatine has to be there. Like it's pretty.
Oh
shit! Palpatine.
Oh, he was like my number 2 in the beginning, but then I was like, nah, I can't put him as 2. I can't. And that's not me.
It's not. Who the fuck does he have as number 1? But Palpatine, for anybody, y'all know Palpatine. Yeah, he's a legend of the Force in his own right. Most questionably the most strongest Sith that we've ever seen for the longest amount of time.
I don't know about
as of now, depending on like which year or what year we're talking about.
Any year, it doesn't matter. Any fucking year. Well, I mean, whoa. So
legacy, his whole legacy.
Everything, legacy,
everything. Entirely?
This
no,
bullshit canon,
can't be.
canon. Legos canon. Give me a break. I mean, I don't even know what the hell Legos canon means.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, what is that nonsense? But so that's
Yeah, Kylo Ren plays with Lego because he has a face that's in bits.
yeah. I think that's why he's Legos, because he's just for child's play.
Oh my god! I just can't wait till
man.
episode 8 and 9 comes out and he starts whipping
Drop the mic.
ass.
Drop the
He's
mic.
gonna be just slashing and dicing and killing everyone.
Yeah, and
out.
throwing Lego pieces at people. Yeah, okay.
That's the only time Kylo Ren is so emo. That's the only time he connects with anything is when he's putting Lego together. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Anyway,
guys.
who's so
That was Johnny's.
Sidious has to be your number 2, but who's your number 2? Leo.
All right, so since we're not going in any order of who we think is actually stronger, I thought that's what the rules were, but it seems like we're going up in strength. But my number 3 choice,
we're
two, excuse me. Again, I would have to say, I agree. Palpatine is definitely up there. Palpatine, it's even stated that he's the strongest Force wielder by George Lucas himself. If that's not enough evidence for you, so picture this: Darth Bane came, and in order to make the Sith Lord stronger, they waited 1,000 years until their plan could fully evolve. Right? So if they waited 1,000 years, so the Sith were waiting underground basically 1,000 years to come up and attack the Jedi. They were brooding a plan for 1,000 years, right? They were waiting for someone, a Sith Lord, to finally come. They master planned the destruction of the Jedi. They master planned the Death Star. They master planned basically the attack of the Republic. Who's leading all these attacks? Palpatine. Because guess what? He's like the hopes and dreams of all the Sith. And basically, he's the hopes and dreams of all the Sith. He has all this knowledge. And they were just waiting to attack the Republic and the Jedi. Now, who actually brings down all the Jedi Order, basically single-handedly himself? Palpatine, right? He's stronger. He's arguably equal or lesser or stronger, depending on if you want to say Yoda, okay? He's definitely stronger than Obi-Wan. He's stronger than, come on, Vader. He's stronger than Maul. He's trained Dooku. And these guys by themselves are like super powerful. And he could beat them all. Maybe not Yoda. Whatever. He can be salty all he wants. And
be salty all you want. Last time I checked Palpatine and Yoda, Palpatine's 2-0 up. So argue that.
2-0 up. What?
Yeah, like 2%. I'm stronger than him.
Oh, I don't know. That's arguing.
Yeah, he beat Yoda twice. 2 1-on-1s. One in the Clone Wars in the Quick Instant.
Wait.
In Star Wars Clone Wars, a cartoon version, we see Yoda and Palpatine face each other.
But no one wins the other one. There's always
basically ended the same way. It is ended the same way. Like again, look, we rebalanced.
All right,
but however,
I'll get to that.
Wait, hold on, one second. Palpatine did say, like, right after that duel, Yoda is still strong. So he wasn't, at that time, if anything, Yoda was stronger than him, or they were still equal. But at the point in time, after Order 66, when all the Jedi were dead, and all those younglings gone and stuff, Yoda,
no, that's not no.
Yoda went
Yoda
down,
was always stronger than him. Yoda was always stronger than Palpatine.
But
no.
But Palpatine gained.
No. And I'll tell you, okay, we'll get to that. But okay, I'll get to it now, as a matter of fact. Screw that.
Anakin, like, Obi-Wan isn't stronger than Anakin, right. And Obi-Wan is still 1-0 against Anakin. Well, you can say 1-1. Yeah. You can say 1-1. Obi-Wan sacrificed himself.
Obi-Wan defeated Anakin, in my opinion, because he basically knew his techniques, his moves, everything. Okay. He studied it from the beginning. That's his battle.
Here's why Yoda is stronger than Palpatine. Let's get started on this. First of all, Yoda pretty much has met up with the Force itself, the light side of the Force. He literally met them in their planet. If you guys didn't know this was canon. He met the Force itself. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that in his dream. Yeah.
Huh?
In his dream, yeah, it was in a dream sequence in the Clone Wars.
No, he literally went to the planet and met them, like in Force form or whatever you want to call it.
And then he went back and sat beside the Sith Lord and didn't know who the fuck he was because Darth Sidious's senses are ridiculous. He sat among the whole Jedi Council in their fucking prime, walking beneath them. Where was that fucking Force sense then? That's how powerful this country is.
No, but check this out.
He made them vote for him. He made the Jedi do what he wanted to do. That's how powerful.
I have an answer for that because the Jedi were so cocky and stupid of them, full of themselves, that they build their temple on top of the Sith temple. So it's like the entire Sith legacy.
But they thought that it was actually gonna help them out. To be honest.
Okay, fine, but that shows how stupid they are. Like,
Yeah,
who the hell does that?
so that's why Sidious wins, because he's smart.
No. That's not what Sidious was. That's why they went undetected. They get their powers probably augmented when they're near like the Sith temple and all that stuff. But let's go back to the actual fighting itself. Yoda, first off, Palpatine tries to run away from that battle. If you don't remember, because he knows, wait. He knows that he can't take on Yoda. So they start fighting because Yoda blocks him off. You're blocked off by a 900-year-old guy. Wow, this guy's brave. And Sidious is like 70. My bad. But anyways,
Yoda's powerful.
Yoda's powerful.
Yes, I should be afraid about if he's in front of me.
Okay,
he's basically the
but
top Jedi
if you
right now
believe
in the
that
galaxy.
you're stronger than Yoda, then you wouldn't have run away then. But anyways,
okay,
moving on.
So why did he run away?
Hold on,
why he ran away?
Hold up.
Am I ran away?
No. I'm trying to explain. No. Both Johnny.
You know, the best video of all time.
Hold on.
You know who's arguing wrong here, to be honest. We don't know if Leo's arguing for Sidious being better than Yoda or David's arguing for Sidious. I'm saying Sidious is better than Yoda. What are you arguing for?
Better than Yoda.
You can say that, but here's the fact. Yoda fights Sidious. Sidious, with all of his strength, throws lightning at him with all 100% power. Yoda like kind of closes his eyes and then looks at him. He's like, "Nope, sucker!" Zap, throws all of the energy back at him. Everything, 100% of his power was there. David's argument before was, "Oh, where was Yoda's power? Why didn't he take down 2 Death Stars and Star Destroyers and bring them down?" Of course, he wasn't gonna kill all the other Jedi that were around him and all the other good people that were around him. Remember, Yoda's #1 task is not to kill people, but to imprison them. Maybe there's hope for them. Except with Sidious. Sidious, he was like, "Okay, I'm gonna kill your ass," but he doesn't want to kill people ever that are around him because he's always believing that they're still good in him. If Palpatine really was that strong when they had their duel with the swords, clearly Palpatine went to the Force because Yoda outdueled him. Both Palpatine and Yoda believe that sword-wielding battles are like beneath them, right?
I was going to say that's lesser. Yeah, it's lesser. It's lesser for the two.
It's lesser for them. So Palpatine uses that as a last resort. He realizes that he can't beat Yoda in sword fighting at all. Like, he was like, "Okay, we'll just go straight to power," and we will. And in his own words, it's his words or Dooku's words, I can't remember, where he was like, "Okay, we can't find who's stronger with sword wielding, so we'll just use who has more strength." He goes at Yoda with all of his power, everything. Clearly, Yoda is able to repel everything, right? And then Palpatine, what do people that are afraid of losing do when they're fighting a stronger opponent? They start running away and start throwing shit at their company. As Palpatine is trying to escape because he knows he can't win Yoda, he starts throwing all of the Imperial seats at him. Yoda dodges all of them, and then Palpatine escapes, and Yoda has to go back to it because he senses danger in the Force. He tries to find Obi-Wan, and he tries to find Jedi.
Start throwing those chairs and going to like
because he's afraid. He's afraid.
Yeah, because they're at that point in time. Yoda and Sidious at that point in time were combating each other.
Palpatine knows that he can't outforce him, so he does all the lightning strength, and he knows that that's not going to work against Yoda, and that's just like strongest attack they show in the movies. And Yoda reflects it, no problem at all.
No, it wasn't no problem. Yoda was bollocks. Yoda was absolutely bollocks, mate. You kidding me?
Wait, what?
That scene and re-quote yourself there. You kidding me? And that Yoda was hiding behind one of the things. Yoda was in a bundle. Are you kidding me?
He was, but he won though. Right? Yes, he did. He held his own, and he threw the lightning back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry. Of course, Yoda won. That's why he left and told people,
No,
I have failed.
Yoda ran like a bitch.
No. The reason why he said he failed. The reason why he said he failed was because he failed his other Jedi. and his decisions. Not that he failed against Palpatine, because if that's the only thing he failed on, then he didn't really fail. If the other Jedi were to have succeeded, even if he died, he would have said, oh, although I might die, I succeeded because my Jedi beat the Clone Wars, find all the Emperor, found out who the Emperor was. He only lost because his Jedi died. He let them down. Not that he himself lost against Palpatine, but because of the Order 66, he feels the responsibility as Grand Master.
So we get awarded, man. You've been 80% now. We have to balance this out. You have to bring some balance back to the Force. Yeah, you've got your points in. You've managed to. I like that. You've used the Sith move there, and you've managed to just throw all your points in on what Darth Sidious was thinking without letting us rebuttal. So I'm gonna have to use me balls here, me alpha maleness, and bring that back there so I can give another opinion on that. Yeah, because you just kind of talk past that. Let's bring it back a bit. Let's use Force Rewind. Rewind.
Bring it back. Go ahead. Bring back whatever you want, Johnny. Anything.
You
should be the one to talk. Let Johnny speak. You're always only talking.
Wait. Yeah.
Stop your flailing.
Can we all agree, yeah? Can we all agree on this? Because I'm sticking with Sidious beating Yoda. You're sticking with Yoda beating Sidious. David's on Sidious beating Yoda. It's an absolutely, it's not an easy fight for either of them, yeah? It's just, you have to pick one. That's who we're picking. That's all it is. When you said with Sidious went straight to the Force because you couldn't beat him with lightsaber duels, you can play devil's advocate and flip that coin. Maybe he was just so sick of Yoda, and the council and walking under them in the skies, and he's like, I just want to fucking get rid of you now. I'm done with you, mate. I'm done seeing your little gremlin copyright from the 1990s looking face. I'm done with it. Just get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? You don't know what was going on in his mind, so you can't say this is why Sidious did that. He's a Sith. They're unpredictable. It's like you made a good point that Yoda doesn't want to kill anybody. That's why I have Sidious beating him, because that's a flaw for Yoda, because he's so good. That's trickier for Yoda. Yoda's taking the moral high ground. That's harder. That's like Ned Stark facing off against the Hound. I'm putting my money on the Hound, no matter how much I like Ned Stark, because the Hound gives no fucks. He gets shit done, no matter. Doesn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm putting me money on Sidious, for that reason alone. Fuck.
Okay. Here's my counter to that. When Sith are fighting, do they give mercy on the people that they're fighting? And after they win, do they just say, okay, I'm gonna let him live, or do they fucking kill them, slaughter the hell out of them, and fucking put a skewer up their ass and say, I killed this guy?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me answer
if
that.
he really won him,
let me answer that.
Sidious would have just killed Yoda, vaporized him completely. If he really would have won.
Out of yours, and I'll continue with mine. One, he cannot just simply just vaporize fucking Yoda. Period.
With lightning.
Yeah, exactly. Because Yoda's
stronger. Yeah,
he is
you're
strong.
Right.
I do agree. He is strong. He can't just simply just kill him just like that. Immediately after the two, just went against each other in Force Lightning, and they both bounced off each other. Immediately after Yoda fell and just ran off like a punk bitch he was. Immediately he was like, yo, go search for him. He wasn't like, oh, just let him go. No. He was like, search for Yoda so we can fucking kill him.
Please.
Get out of here.
Search for Yoda. Who's gonna search for Yoda?
Yeah.
Who's gonna search for Yoda? Let's be real. Which bad guy is gonna search for, oh yeah, we found Master Yoda. Wait, you're gonna get killed. Yeah, right. Yeah. That's a weak argument, man. Come on. Boo. Nope.
But
Darth Vader was on the hunt to purge out the rest of the Jedi. Yoda would have been on that list, definitely. So,
I mean, if he were to have sent all the Sith to kill Yoda, I think he was looking for all the Jedi. But I don't think Sidious even knew that Yoda was alive until Return of the Jedi, when the Last Jedi movie, Part 6, when he speaks to Anakin. Darth Vader brings Luke Skywalker to the Emperor's chamber room, right? The Emperor is trying to convince him to join in his side. During this point in time, Luke doesn't know that the codes that were given to the people to lower down the shields were in a trap. He didn't know it was a trap. So the Emperor knows that it was a trap. During this time, he asks him about Obi-Wan and Yoda. Why would Palpatine ask him about Yoda? Or rather, why would Palpatine ask him about Yoda? because Darth Vader knows now that Obi-Wan was alive, and then Luke told Vader about Anakin and Yoda. Now, Palpatine must have been surprised to hear this, because he was like, "Where is Yoda?" If he really thought Yoda died or was interested in finding him, he would have known that already. So it's like a big surprise that, to him anyway, that Yoda was still alive, but he died because he passed away and became a Force ghost. The Emperor was surprised that Yoda was even still alive. I mean, if you're that powerful, I mean, you would have, as a Sith, they would have found him or tried to look for him at least.
No, that's true, man. It's not like he had a galaxy to set up and run. That's true.
You know, because he already had the galaxy at that point. All he was trying to do,
he didn't give a fuck. He thought Yoda was probably dead from his wounds from the fight, because in his mind, he's like, Yoda wouldn't sit and do nothing. Yoda kind of went crazy, like kind of caught the alien Alzheimer's, no?
And
I think Yoda basically just took a page out of the Sith book and kind of did the rule of two, but kind of like the low level of it, where it was just him and Obi-Wan was basically the master, Luke was the apprentice, when freaking Obi-Wan was basically dead from, well, debating on whether he died or whatnot, from that slash from Vader.
No, because
who became the next master? It was Yoda, and then it was Luke.
No, I wouldn't say that he took
That's a great point, man. I've never heard that before.
I've never heard of that. But it wouldn't have been true, because then the rule would have stated that Yoda would have been the master and Obi-Wan would have been the one who wanted the power. Where would Luke fit into this picture if that's three of them?
But yeah, it's like lowly. It's not like full rule of two, though. But
I don't agree with that at all.
Well, Obi-Wan, like, if you were to do it, then Obi-Wan would have been the master and Luke the apprentice, and then like Obi-Wan got taken out, and then Luke took over. But then Luke finds out there's another master out there. So, like, if you look at it from a technical standpoint, David isn't wrong, because there was only fucking two of them, and then Yoda faded.
There were three of them.
Bitch, like a bitch.
But Yoda was
Bitch. What's the name of the movie that Yoda dies in once and for all? Yeah, The Empire Strikes Back. Bitch.
Return of the Jedi.
No,
Yoda.
You're right. Yeah, I fucked that up. You're right. He goes back.
Not as a no. Obi-Wan told Luke. That mean Obi-Wan told Luke to look for Yoda. That means that he knew that Yoda was still alive. Therefore, that order. Right. You're right. Therefore, that order of two would make sense, because Yoda is still alive. So Yoda would be the master. Obi-Wan would be second.
That's like
in charge.
saying go back with episode 1, where it's still Plagueis the White was still alive and Darth Sidious was alive, and he still had Darth Maul as a Sith.
He was secretly
assassin.
training Darth Maul, and second, he wasn't a full-on Sith. He was just a dark side assassin, so therefore it wouldn't have played out.
You can still make the argument where Yoda still was in retirement, but then came out of it.
Yeah, okay, Yoda going in and out of retirement.
Yeah, as the
Yoda
master, because he was so relaxing.
Look,
if he wasn't, seriously, in all seriousness, if Yoda was not in retirement and there were still Jedi out there, like, he could have secretly continued to at least teach them, if anything.
here's the thing with Yoda. He took 20 years of exile, which pisses me off. I'm like so upset about that. And Obi-Wan did the same thing as his master by going into like an abandoned planet and like taking 20 years off for no damn reason. But that's another discussion. He was probably letting things pan out, my guess. There are many videos of why Yoda took 20 years of exile. I think it's stupid, but he was maybe trying to set up a plan and they failed. Or he was waiting for the Force to tell him what to do, because he never went against the will of the Force. So maybe it just took him long. And for me, if I were Yoda, the worst thing you could do right now is like, exile in the middle of like the worst part of the war, like where all the Jedi were killed. But anyway, so that was my number 2. What was your number 2? We got so thrown off of that. I don't even remember.
Because Johnny says his number 2 was Sidious. You agree with Sidious, but originally Sidious was my number 2, but I moved him out of number 2 slot because I think that, in my opinion, he belongs in another slot as number 1, because I think there is I think in my number 2
Davey, who's your number
is
2?
Darth Bane. Darth Bane. It has to be Darth Bane. I'm sorry. Because in my opinion, Darth Sidious is stronger than Bane, in my opinion.
Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, so that's why I had to put Darth Bane as number 2. Because with Darth Bane, when he had to face 3 Jedi Masters, but not just any Jedi Masters. They use what? Battle meditation, which for those who don't know, we should call it battle meditation, is that
strengthens Jedi power.
Yeah, so just imagine this, all 3 of them just strengthening each other, just combating Darth Bane, and still he was able to defeat them. Against Sidious, he was still able to combat like what, 4 Jedi?
Yeah.
Mace Windu, and also Mace Windu was like what, second powerful to Yoda, and he had 3 other Jedi. But even though it's questionable about those Jedi Masters, because he just easily within speed defeat them, but with ease. But with Darth Bane, it took a while to do so in his battle.
I think you could attribute that to Sidious's lightsaber skills, because if you read the book, the fight goes on a lot longer. But they do get decapitated either way. But anyways,
but he was still quicker in speed compared to
everyone else, except Mace Windu. Yeah.
2, with strength, Bane may have won, but still, when it comes to the Force, Bane is not truly that powerful with it, because when he was poisoned, he literally thought that he was legitimately about to die, but it was actually his apprentice who actually did save him countless times. So from that alone, I'm like, no. As opposed to Vader, on Darth Sidious, he was more tuned with the Force than almost any other Sith at that point in time, compared to Darth Bane, period. Because he was so powerful, he barely even used his lightsaber. Only against just what we only saw in episode 3, and then against Yoda, and that's about it.
Palpatine.
Yeah, because we don't even see him use it if we get against.
He considered it underneath him. That's why he didn't even take it out.
So just that alone versus Darth Bane, he was still using his lightsaber from the beginning to end.
That was fucked up what Bane did to that farm girl and her dad. Remember, to make him heal him, and then when you heal him,
like so many times, like
killed by his apprentice on the ship. Was fucked up.
He's a Sith Lord. What do you expect, Johnny? And just to say, kill me, so that we're gonna walk. Like, no.
Right here, buddy. Yeah, right here. Qui-Gon Johnny, motherfucker. Right here.
Yeah. Right.
No, Darth Vader's a good choice, though. He's a good choice, mate. Can't hate on that.
Yeah, Bane is.
And plus, he's the one who actually just
started the order.
Yeah, he's the one who created it after finding Revans and who was with him? The Holocron. Was it Reverend
Ragnos?
Yeah, who like
once again going back to Ragnos.
You know?
Yeah.
Destruction.
Yep, that's a good one.
Go on, Leo. Go on. Simon.
Yeah, going back to Ragnos. Here we go again. Like Ragnos has to be. I think definitely. I mean, Bane was on my honorable mentions, but I wouldn't give him put him on this list, mainly because during that time, I mean, I'll give him an honorable mention. I don't think he's stronger than Palpatine. I don't think he's stronger than Mac Ragnos, because Bane learns from Mac Ragnos' powers through his what was the name of that?
Yeah, it was,
through well, in either case, I don't think Bane is stronger than Palpatine, Yoda, Luke, Ragnos. I don't think he's stronger than any of those. But I do give him credit where he
smack talk, Leo. You're shitting on his list right there. That's smack talk. I see David's eyes. He's like, keep going.
I mean, he might have been able to be Vader, if anything.
What do you mean? He might be Vader. You don't say fucking Vader destroy him. He basically used his own,
like,
Bane
was like a
suit against Vader. Look, period.
Bane is a mix of like magic and like warrior type. If you guys want to reference it to like a video game, like the mages had powers and you had the warriors who had strength and sword. Bane is like a mix between both of them, because he's not fully that strong he's strong with the Force, but he's not all the way as overpowered, and he doesn't know all the Sith magic, but he's like a good balance.
Yeah, but
he killed all the other Siths at the time to claim himself the only Sith. So that's why he's in honorable mentions. But in terms of raw power, I don't think he's that powerful as comparison to the people in my lists. Due to the fact that he doesn't show any like real intense power. He uses Ragnos' power to revive himself. So he copied off of him, and he learned that power. I mean, you know, even his apprentice, who was supposed to be, who killed him in the end, not really, because he was trying to capture her body using his force spirit to go inside of her body. I mean, he's not really powerful. I don't see him that powerful.
Yet he was able to lure the remaining Sith and just using the thought bomb to destroy them. Yeah, that's just
because the Sith at that time weren't as powerful as like Palpatine or as Magnus,
when he went to the
Snoke.
Sith Academy. If he didn't understand anything, he would quickly the next time, like if he went in like fighting up against like the top duelist, he would lose the first round. Second time came around,
exactly.
he would have destroyed
He's a scholar. He's a scholar. I'm not saying that, but he's a good mix between warrior and scholar. We're saying if these two epic rap battle or whatever, like they meet each other at the same time, not knowing anything against each other, he would lose against all of them. No. He wouldn't have time to like come back and get revived from the dead and then come back. You know,
if anything, I would see him like pull a freaking Darth Maul, where if anything gets slashed, he comes back even stronger.
But he was already he was dying of age in the end, and even
no one can beat call at age.
No. He was dying in the Well, there are 3 Sith that did. Ragnos is one of them. Palpatine is another one, and let's not forget your all favorite guy, who possibly could be Snoke. All of those, which were truly the strongest, were able to beat death. He's like the only one in this list of a Sith.
Yeah, if Plagueis is Snoke, then he is the third one.
You know, if he were that powerful, he would have been able to beat death like the other Sith, but he's not. So that's why he's just honorable mention.
Well, we usually don't know if he successfully did transfer his essence into his apprentice.
Barely. Her arm twitches, and you think that's a full transfer?
You never know.
Give it a break. Plague it.
You just need this one fucking twitch and it's over.
Oh, one twitch?
Yes.
Man, Palpatine made like how many clones and fully transferred his essence. This guy made in his apprentice, making her arm twitch. Come on, that's not even like a full transfer. What the hell is that?
He could have been waiting and just transferring to each and every Sith master. For all we know, he was just chillaxing and fucking. For all we know, he could have truly been freaking Sidious this whole time. We didn't know.
Yeah, okay. If he's Sidious, then Yoda is like freaking Jar Jar Binks. Give me a break.
Boy, that would have been why Yoda lost to freaking Palpatine.
Yeah.
You just said something.
Wow. Get the hell out of here.
Well, my analogy for Darth Bane would be, like, think of it, he'd be an amazing coach for football, but he would never be able to relate to the star centre back or the MVP on the pitch. Do that.
Right.
He came up learning, but he's an absolute superb coach. Like, he's top class coach. But he's not on the pitch. He's not MVP on the pitch. Whereas the ones I talk about, the RM, they're probably shit coaches, but they're MVPs on the pitch. So Darth Bane has the levels of intellect. You know, I mean, I don't think he has the levels on Broom, and he would not be in the Vanguard. He'd be wiped out quick in the Vanguard. But he's more of a tactician. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say like Darth Bane versus Anakin, because Anakin would be in the Vanguard taking shit out, and Darth Bane would be the one planning the moves behind. So I don't think that situation would ever arise unless Anakin smashed his whole army and then had him in the corner. That's the only way that a duel would arise between them. Just as an example, like, so it's hard to call. Darth Bane is more for his intellect on it's Saber duels. You know.
I mean, I totally agree. 90% of that, except the last 10%, where you said that he was a good trainer because his apprentice was weak as well. She was strong. She was strong enough to kind of take control, but she gets killed later on. Usually, apprentices from Sith kill their masters, and the masters expect their apprentices to kill them. Mm-hmm. But he was disappointed in her because he found out that she was actually waiting for him to become older so she could take over. What Sith that's really powerful does that? So he found his apprentice unworthy of becoming Sith Lord, and then he tries to take control of her body once she gets wind of his plan and what he was trying to do. So in reality, he's not even a good teacher. I guess as an individual, he's a good tacticianer, but as a teacher, he's also not even that good either as a teacher. So that's why Bane's not on my list.
Okay, no, Leo, sorry, Dave, you go. No, I'll go after you, Dave. Just a quick point of view.
Just on that, about what she was waiting for old age, but versus how Palpatine did it, he just got Plagueis drunk and then killed him in his sleep. What's the difference between that then?
Well, because one is more of a tacticianer. I think Palpatine is even more of a tacticianer than Bane is. And it was also in a way that he didn't want to raise suspicions that the Sith Lords were even alive. So imagine the Sith waited 1,000 years to attack the Empire, and out of nowhere, 2 Sith Master Lords start going toe-to-toe with lightning force, lightsaber dueling in the middle of like the freaking Jedi Temple. I mean, that I think that would raise a lot of suspicions that the dark side is
in
back.
the middle of
You know? So he had to do it quietly where no one could even suspect that they even existed. So he did it the best way possible.
Doesn't Sidious and Bane kind of get equal credit, no? Because Sidious, he brought back the Empire and the Sith, and then to a degree, so did Bane brought back the Rule of Two, which is the book that Sidious used for his plan. And the both of them are master manipulators of their times. I couldn't call a winner for manipulation, the two of them.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, the two of them won at what they wanted to do. Like, you could look at the end's game, then you could say the same about Sidious then, because what happened with him and Vader? Vader, boom. See you later. He didn't see there was still a bit of good in him, like after the Luke shit, he couldn't pick up on that. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can put intricacies everywhere, like we can debate on it. I just want to say, Leo, you blame, well, not blame, but like you point out how that he chose, they're supposed to like be stronger. Like, you're correct there, but imagine you get a master's and an honors degree in psychology, yeah, Leo, and then you go and teach your class. Now, half of your class flunks the test. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes the teacher is to blame, but sometimes it's the class as well for not being bothered to fucking listen to anything you're telling them. Do you know what I mean?
You're right.
It's 50-50.
You're right. I would say if I had one student, I think it'd be pretty much easier than that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, come on now. If I had one student and I got to cherry pick that one student, you would think that I would be smart enough to choose someone that's powerful as shit, like Darth Vader. Going back to your Darth Vader, you said that, oh, Darth Vader could be looked at as a failure like this guy's apprentice, the girl, I forgot her name.
I think it was
I didn't call Darth a failure. I didn't call him a failure.
But Darth Vader, but check this out. Darth Vader, before he became Darth Vader, Sidious didn't expect him to get all chopped up. He already made his decision. He already made his choice of apprentice before he knew Darth Vader would get his legs chopped off. But if Vader didn't get his legs chopped off, he would have been the perfect apprentice. And he already made his choice. And it was too late to back down now because his other apprentice got chopped in half. And because of the Rule of Two, he already made his choice with Anakin. So, but if Vader didn't get his legs and his one hand get chopped off, he would have overthrown Palpatine eventually, and Palpatine would have accepted him as a true apprentice. Although he would have fought Vader to the death.
But if that was the case, he would have leaving him, no? Like, you know, and that, like, well, you know, you'd rather have something than nothing. But Vader compensated the way he lost how agile he was as Anakin. But then Vader's that kind of good. Well, Anakin, Vader, it's the same fucking dude. It's he compensated what he lost in speed with gaining power. Like, he adjusted himself into that body. So he's less like, Anakin Prime versus Darth Vader, like Anakin Prime all day. Like, so I'm not gonna argue that, you know, I'm with that. Like, far from weak, he was pretty. I still think Vader would fucking beat the shit out of Count Dooku, do you know what I mean? So who else did he have? I still think Vader would beat Maul. Then you have to ask that question: Vader versus Maul, Vader versus Dooku. I still think he beats them. So
I have the answer. Wait. Go ahead.
Almost neck and neck, almost.
I got the answer.
Close calls.
Okay, I got the answer for that one, and then I'll give it to Broke. Vader and Maul actually do fight. And Vader actually beats Maul by stabbing himself, and he actually stabs Maul in the front. Maul is so surprised that he was like, "What would possess you to kill yourself to be me?" And he was like, "I have nothing to lose." And he beats Maul. Now, did I think Anakin won against Dooku? Yes and no. I think it was under circumstances. Dooku was surprised of how Anakin rose in power, and he let his own arrogance the best of him. He wasn't basically taking it serious enough. So, because he didn't believe that Anakin could beat him. And I think that's part of why Dooku died.
I think it was no, it's a great point. I'm not going against you, and I'll say this, and Dave, you throw in your 2 cents, and I'll shut up for a minute. It's with Anakin, like, as I say, it's a great point, Leo. I'm not negating that 1 minute. I personally think the reason why Anakin beat Dooku the second time is because Anakin tapped into his anger. He fucked up Obi-Wan, his brother. Pissed off. It was like the code is out the window now. This is kind of live or die moment here. And Anakin tapped into his dark side, and his dark side was ridiculous. And his anger that he had for his mother done, I just think he tapped in and went boom. And that's what Palpatine saw, going, fuck me. Palpatine had an absolute dark hard on. Go, who's this? Oh, yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think beat Dooku was Anakin let go of Jedi restraint and just ridiculous. He just boom, right through him. But
I agree.
No bitch. I ain't calling Dooku a bitch by any degree.
Yeah. I mean, he probably got a dark side, Woody, or like, I feel it. I feel it swelling. I feel the power swelling. Yeah, he had a hard on, definitely.
Perverted as fuck he is.
Oh man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but from the start of this conversation, talking about how Sidious and how he is as a teacher, he's like a shitty teacher to begin with. Because every time he had an apprentice, did he even actually teach him anything? Half of the time, no. When he had Maul as an apprentice, he basically, from the start, as soon as he got him, he just shipped him up to be trained as an assassin. And even then, he told him, don't use the Force. And the moment, like, we even see him in episode 1, he wasn't even truly a Sith master or anything. Still, he was still an assassin because Plagueis was still alive. And even when Plagueis died, it was like around the same moment where Maul was being
Dooku
killed.
was still there as well.
Yeah, but
Dooku was still in the picture too.
That's why he told him not to use the Force. That's why he told Darth Maul not to use the Force, because Plagueis would have picked up on that shit.
Yeah, because he was doing it secretly. Because even Plagueis was like, "No, I don't want you to teach us
the rule of two."
Exactly.
Now, okay, they're going. Okay, good. I'm glad David Broke said that. See, because Plagueis, I was telling Broke before, Plagueis wanted to break the rule of two, but David said that why would he? I think the part of the reason why Sidious killed Plagueis is because he found him weak. And he wanted to stay with the rule of two. But at the same time, you see him, he had Maul and he was training him, right? But he never fully gave him all the knowledge of the dark side. So you see the same thing with Vader. And then you see the same thing with Dooku and Maul. Plagueis in the book wants to get rid of the rule of two. I gotta read it. I just read a brief synopsis of it. But for whatever reason, he wanted the rule of two to be banished because he wanted to start the new Sith order again. But Palpatine didn't agree with any of it. That's part of the reason why Palpatine killed his master.
Wait, he wants to restart the old Sith?
To have many Sith, to start many Siths to rule the galaxy with Siths.
Okay.
And Palpatine just wanted to keep the rule of two. But that was a side note. What else? Vader. Okay, the reason why he didn't train Vader all the way for a number of reasons. One of them was that he's a smart ass and he didn't want to get killed, which I think that's like makes the most logic. But he felt like Vader was not a good apprentice. But at the same time, he sent him on missions that he thought Vader was going to truly die, so he could start training a new one. But every time Vader would come half dead and beaten, but he still completed his mission. So at the same time, he is disappointed at Vader as an apprentice, but all the missions that he keeps on throwing at Vader, Vader comes back with the mission completed. So it's like a dual-edged sword.
Yeah, because he really wanted Anakin Prime as his freaking apprentice, but instead he gets Vader. So he's like, you know what? Since you're here and I really just want to really dispose of you, I'm just going to send you out on missions. And if you do come back, oh, fuck it. You come back. I'm still going to be using you again and again. That's what the Sith do. Yeah. Use you until the point that I truly don't need you no more. And then I'll just cast you aside.
But it's going back to Johnny's argument where he was like, oh, he's disappointed. Bane could be looked as just disappointing as Palpatine. But the reason why he didn't want to train Vader anymore because he didn't want Vader to get stronger than him, although Vader was proving himself time and time again that he could handle it, so.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. Palpatine is definitely, he's definitely more Sidious than Bane when you look at the shit he's been through, because at the end of the day, Bane still left that farmer alive. You could have killed him after he healed him, do you know what I mean? So Bane had a bit of just an inch, a smidgen of still a bit of a human being within him. Sidious is just the name kind of says it all. Sidious. he fucked with Darth Vader's suit. I'm on board with that theory as well, that he made it hard for Darth Vader to breathe and all, so he didn't reach his full potential, you know, so he'd sleep kind of all scratchy and fucking miserable because he fed off that. He fed off that negativity. So it was like Darth Vader was like a Duracell battery. You know, that's my way to put it. A Duracell battery. That's exactly what it was. Fed off that shit, the pain, the anger. Darth Vader still never got over what happened, Padme, and look, that was just the way it was. He fed off that shit and manipulated like a motherfucker. And Sidious, we're on number 2, aren't we? Sidious was my choice for number 2. So yeah, and I'm arguing why Bane has a good argument against. I'm arguing for David's point, going Bane is a good choice against Sidious because they're both manipulating little fuckers. Yeah, we agree on that.
I guess, yeah, I guess that it's a fine choice. That's why I gave him honorable mentions for sure.
But you guys, who's your number 1?
I don't even remember who I chose anymore. But let me go through my list.
Honorable mentions, though. Yeah, it's honorable mentions.
Oh yeah, that's right. So we can do honorable mentions first. So.
All right, so honorable mention for the dark side, Vitiate and Bane are my honorable mentions, and for the light side, my honorable mention was Windu and in the video game, in the Old Republic, she was the leader. She was the Grand Master at this time. I think it was before Yoda being the Grand Master. I forgot her name.
You're not talking about
maybe it's possible. She was she was like in her 50s, but she was actually stronger.
Kira. It's Kira. Cairo. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I know who.
Honorable mention because it says it in the book that choice. Who was your number 3 choice? The one that's like split in half and his mask is kind of like cut in the middle.
Yeah, Dark Nihilus.
Yeah. I think
bastard name.
She actually fights him and overpowers him with force power.
Yeah, she can reflect his soul absorbed. That's why he took her as an apprentice. That's why he took her, so she didn't kill him.
Exactly. So if she could do that, she countered a guy that could destroy a planet with her own force power. So that's why I give her honorable mentions for sure. For sure. Broke.
Yeah, my honorable mention for the dark side Any.
Throw him out and have at it.
Qui-Gon and Revan. Honorable mentions, period.
Johnny?
My honorable mentions, it's forced to the chat as well. It's Andy's making good cases for Starkiller in the chat there as well. He says he's going off current candidate force, but we're going by everything. Starkiller's number 1. As I say, the reason why Starkiller isn't even on my list is because his victories are circumstantial, but then so is everybody's victories. I'm not just judging Starkiller for that. You know what Starkiller is? He's like Jaime Lannister. Do you know what I mean? He's not in my top 5. The only reason he's not on my top 5 list is because he deserves to be number 1. If he's not like fucking forced, then I can't put him in. It's disrespectful. Do you know what I mean? He's a dark horse. That's why Garen Starkiller isn't in it. My honorable mentions has to be easily without a doubt with a bell. Is Obi-Wan Kenobi, man. The dude is just.
I would say Obi-Wan is on my top 5 list for sure, and not because of sheer power, but because, like you said, circumstances. However,
endurance.
I would.
I don't know why you guys got him there though, but
I mean, definitely Obi-Wan because, although circumstantial, how many Dark Lords of the Sith did Obi-Wan beat?
Yes, sir.
Did he?
1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah.
and not including in the books 5 and 6. You know, and he's in the book. They consider him the best saber duelist of all time.
Yes, sir.
So definitely he's on my list.
Thank you. I don't know.
He didn't get like he would have if it was just sword saber. He beat Dooku in saber. Saber, when Dooku was fighting him, he realized that he couldn't beat him, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then he used the force choke because Obi-Wan was beating him. So he was like, you know what? He's better than me at lightsaber dueling, but I know I'm stronger than him with the force. And that's when you see him grabbing. If you look at the movie again, Dooku is getting beaten. He's getting pushed back, and then he uses force choke on him.
And Obi-Wan as well, even as a teacher as well. Remember what he says to Anakin, remember your training? He's teaching them formation as they're going in against them. Like, and to be fair, Dooku does that twice to Obi-Wan. Like, you think Obi-Wan would learn after
Yeah, like
Obi-Wan is an honourable mention just out of I've an absolute I'm gonna put a bit of bias into it. It's just because I love Obi-Wan. Do you know what I mean? That's a straight up. I have a soft spot for Obi-Wan. He's kind of like Spider-Man. You know, he's that kind of hero where he always gets the shit beat out of him, and it kind of comes back near the end where you're kind of rooting for him at that point. Like he kind of has that vibe on me. So that's why he's there. Complete bias. But he does have a nice catalogue. Let me tell you as well. So you know what I'm saying? Not
right
the
on,
worst
Johnny.
catalogue.
Right on.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Well,
yeah,
Prime Anakin.
He's my favourite. I'm unbiased to my list, but so Prime Anakin isn't even on my list. But if it was my favourite list, he's on there.
In my
not favorite.
Prime Anakin lost to Obi-Wan just from humorous alone. He was being prideful. He thought that he was extremely powerful because he thought that he can defeat him with that high ground technique. That's with
that. Even circumstantial
argument, arrogance.
Not only that though, but Obi-Wan knew his apprentice. Period.
But then
he studied his news period during the whole freaking battle between him and Episode 3. He basically just on the defense throughout the whole thing. In my opinion,
but that's his fighting style. That's Obi-Wan's fighting style is counterattack stronger. That's his defense. His block counterattack. So anything that Anakin was throwing at him, he was just not easily, but he was thwarting him. And to consider that Vader's is one of the strongest Force users and one of the strongest Saber fighters, Obi-Wan beats him still, whether circumstantial or not. Vader could have thrown him on a rock too so that he could have the higher ground as well. Why didn't he do that? You know what I'm saying? Because he was too prideful, he wasn't as smart as Obi-Wan. So that's why I think Obi-Wan beats Prime Anakin, because he
wasn't as smart. Yeah, Obi-Wan didn't get the job done the first time around.
What are you referring to?
That he didn't even kill him off.
Because he said, because Jedi don't do that. He said, let the Force deal with this.
Jedi don't do that yet. What was Yoda supposed to do? Go and kill fucking Sidious.
Sidious was the only known Dark Lord, and their mission is to kill all Sith. Anakin wasn't a Sith at that time, or he wasn't aware about it at that time yet.
But he was sent to go kill Anakin, because that was the first thing Obi-Wan said to Yoda. Don't make me go kill him. He's like a brother to me.
Well, exactly. Well, look, that was his apprentice. He still has feelings for the boy, and he doesn't want to kill him. Therefore, that's why he thought he was going to die in that planet. And that's why he let him go. Exactly. I don't get what
you're the chosen one. Supposed to be that strong motherfucker throughout the whole
But he wasn't. He got owned.
He would have fucking returned.
If you look at Chronicles of Anakin, yeah, Anakin actually Anakin got rejected by the Council in the first place. Anakin's whole thing. Yeah, Anakin's whole thing is circumstantial when you look at Chronicles, because he went to Jedi Council, he got rejected. Qui-Gon says, I'm still going to train him. I feel something in this motherfucker. And so he still got rejected. And then when Qui-Gon died, it became on Obi-Wan to be like, oh, you have to train this kid. And then they grew a bond where it's kind of like that bond was a bit. It just so happened that they were both Jedi. You know, I mean, that bond, that Qui-Gon death put a special bond in that the Force couldn't even touch. So when he sees him dead and all, he's more heartbroken. He's like the Jedi.
Exactly.
It's just gone from that. He's just heartbroken. Like, that's my brother. Above the Force, above being a Jedi, it's like that's my brother. Like, and then he sends Palpatine's on his way. You know what I mean? You can sense that shit. He's coming. Shit.
He's like, fuck that, I'm out of here. Let me not wait for Palpatine to show up.
That means Yoda lost. That's what he's thinking. That means Yoda lost. Fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, in his mind, that's what he's thinking. Do you know what I mean? Going, bollocks.
But no.
Get out of here.
If he was smart enough, he would have truly killed Anakin then and there.
No, he wouldn't have. They're not Sith. If he was a Sith,
what happened?
Sith would have killed him. If he was a Sith, Jedi do the opposite.
So let me again say my argument against that case. Again, if I was Obi-Wan, I would have killed Anakin lightsaber.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yes.
No, you wouldn't have.
Why? Because when he thought that he killed Darth Maul, he thought he killed Darth Maul. What happened? Darth Maul came back. So why couldn't he just say, let me just make sure I don't repeat that mistake and actually just freaking kill Anakin here and there? But he didn't.
Well, first off, he thought he killed Darth Maul.
Again, that's what
He thought he did because he
just
chopped
like
him in
he
half.
killed Anakin.
But
Just
Anakin
like
was
he
left
killed.
there because Jedi are not there to kill each other.
He was
he
just
was like
like
a younger,
Yoda.
but he was like a
kill
younger
Sidious.
brother to him.
And Yoda told him to go
He
kill
was a
Obi-Wan.
younger brother to him, so of course he wasn't gonna
I'm
kill him.
sorry though, but fuck it. It's okay. So if you,
Right, David, you know it's unbiased tonight, because me and Leo went at the Sidious Yoda shit. It's unbiased, but I am on that shit. It's like brother, mate. It's brother. It's brother code. You know what I mean? Sometimes that happens more.
Obi-Wan. That's why
I give that a thumbs up. I give that a thumbs up.
Yeah, Blood, what's that old story that you was telling your religious book about Cain? Yeah, remember what's that old story? Yeah, remember about Cain and his brother and.
Oh, what? Cain and Abel? No, that's not a jealousy. This has nothing to do with jealousy here.
Yeah, Anakin was jealous, no?
Anakin
thought
was-
Obi-Wan was sleeping with Padme for a minute. He went crazy. He went fucking dead. Who are you talking to? Who are you with her? He went nuts.
He didn't think that he was fucking sleeping with her. He was like, he thought that he brought him here to kill him.
Obi-Wan knew. When Obi-Wan fought him and then he seen his brother at a loss, like, yeah, when Obi-Wan was fighting him, he was like, you're gone. You're fucked. Looked Anakin in the eyes, like, he just seen why Anakin turned to that side, like, his emotion. It's not like he just turned out a natural evil. He's just like, then you are lost. Do you know what I mean? That's why he walked away. Because he had a heart.
He's supporting me. He literally said you are lost. The moment when he said, oh, Council Palpatine is evil, then he was like, no, in my viewpoint, the Jedi are evil. Then you are lost. He should have then killed him.
No.
But no, you're my brother, Anakin.
No, so what? You were mad.
chosen one.
Exactly.
Killed him.
Proving
Then
Johnny's
he should
point
have
even
killed
more
him. He
because
should have
he even
killed
said that you're like my brother.
Yeah, David's making the argument for us, Leo. David just confirmed the argument.
No.
Nice one,
Anakin
David.
that he will love is dead.
No,
What he's talking to.
he still wouldn't have killed him, man.
Stop
If you train someone for 20 years, if you train someone for 20 years and you promised your beloved master that you would train him, for him, that's like everything to you as a Jedi master training his Padawan.
He failed.
He wouldn't
I'm
have
sorry.
killed Anakin.
Yeah, I'm gonna train my Padawan to become this greatness, who's gonna eventually betray.
But
the
David,
Jedi
it's
Council.
so obvious
Go
that he.
lead the
But
club
no.
into the
Just
Jedi
because
Council.
no. That's because
David's a religious man, y'all, yeah? He's a religious man.
Speech, this guy. Oh my God.
Oh,
Look.
I'm gonna kill all of you guys.
No, please. It's clearly stated that he didn't want to kill him because he felt like a brother. That's why. And it's in the movie. You can't argue that.
Yeah, but
I don't know, Leo. I don't think he gets it. You know what I mean, David? We should get
like
to a Big Brother program for 20 years, and then your God tells you to kill him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if someone were to say, "Good, now kill your brothers." Oh, what do you mean kill my brothers? I've kind of like he's my brother, and I don't, Oh, yeah, he's just gonna kill him because now he's a bad guy out of nowhere. He would want to capture Anakin, put him in a prison, and maybe there's like hope for him later on down the line, and he might turn good again.
Disable him, disable him. That was his goal.
What we would have done. It's a fact. Look at that salty face right there. Look at that saltiness.
Real salt, real man. Put some vinegar in that shit.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
Too much
anything, but still, no. You should have.
I'm not saying any more honorable mentions. Jesus, that's the way this game.
For those who are seeing this in the future, I gotta know in the comment section. Should Obi-Wan have killed him? And I want to know in the chat too, as well.
Air Touch is back. What's good? Yeah, Air Touch is back. Al signed in. What's good, Al? And good Al Volleyball. What's good? Ready? What's good? They're all jumping in to chill. I took up a quick beer because Dave. I need a beer.
Red Sox fan. He knows.
Guy.
He should have finished the job.
He's just feeling salty because he does. He's like, this is a burning ship, and he's losing.
But still, but I think that's where we're friends with the honorable mentions, though.
Is he referring to me? I don't
no,
think he is.
that's
okay.
That's
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Go ahead, David.
Again, I don't know what's wrong with Andy here saying Obi-Wan made the right choice. In my opinion, he made the wrong choice.
He made the right choice.
He made the wrong one, though, but Who would you say is your number one? And then hopefully when Johnny returns, you repeat it though.
I already said who my number one. Like I said,
sorry.
Not in terms of power in this list, that's for sure. But I already said my number one was Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan fought and killed many dark Sith, regardless of circumstance. Because come on, every time there's a circumstance, he takes that opportunity and he's smart and he kills the suckers, with the exception of Vader, which he thought he killed, but he did it. He's trained. But did
he ever kill Darth Maul?
He chopped him in half. He thought he could. If you chop someone in half and you kick their corpse from a spaceship, do you think they're still alive?
Yeah, because
come on.
He came back in Clone Wars and he came back in Rebels.
Not only that,
canon.
Not only that, not only that, because actually he does beat him again in Rebels. Each time they have a quarrel.
Well, in Rebels it never happened yet. In Clone Wars.
In Clone Wars it does. They do meet and he beats him again and he doesn't kill him.
It hasn't happened in Rebels yet though. So
it happened once already during the Clone Wars. They do meet him again and they're like, oh,
Rebels is after Clone Wars.
Either way, they meet him up and guess what? Obi-Wan beats him again. But this time the circumstances doesn't allow him to kill him because there are other stormtroopers and all hell is breaking loose. And Obi-Wan, correct me if I'm right, he trains. We have to see how good.
You said correct me if I'm right or correct me if I'm wrong.
He trained one of the strongest Force wielders of all time, which is AKA Vader. Yeah. And give to his credit, if you train someone that's powerful, you are also intelligent. If you have a good student like that, great, then you need to be given credit because that's not an easy thing to do.
I'll give Obi-Wan the credit for being a major fuck up.
No, please. And he's fought in how many wars, and he's killed Sith.
Let's go back on that.
He's a good pilot.
As a teacher,
he can think up on his feet. He was an obedient student. I mean, the list goes on and on. That's why he's my number one spot.
A great student.
That's
he should have been a great master.
He was a great master.
Oh yes,
a great master.
My student grows. Becomes master, yes.
I'm sorry.
Betray the Jedi
I'm sorry,
Council
David.
and go kill some.
I'm sorry.
The
Sith.
That's a great.
The Sith that we thought. The Sith that we thought were gone for thousands of years. Yeah, I expected them to take my student. The Sith that we thought were gone by thousands of years. I thought a Sith that were supposed to be mummies were gonna come and take my Padawan and convert him to the dark side. Yeah,
a good
that's
Jedi
really fair.
would know
yeah,
that
right.
Sith can come back just like that.
Right. Not even Yoda knew that. How was anyone else?
Yoda knew about.
Yeah, sorry. What was that point that Anakin made behind the scenes about Obi-Wan to a side bitch at the time? It was Obi-Wan. I'm lucky to have Obi-Wan as my master. He's as wise as Yoda and as powerful as Windu. That's some fucking compliment, mate.
Can you repeat that again, Johnny? I think the bitter
That's
here,
not my argument.
salty here did it.
My argument is.
No, repeat that. If they lets me repeat it and stop being salty,
So hold on, I'm telling you what Johnny had to say.
Leo, I said Anakin, questionably one of the most raw talents in the universe. What did he say about Obi-Wan Kenobi? As wise as Yoda and as powerful as Windu. That is some fucking compliment, mate.
That's a compliment. Wouldn't you agree, Mr.
Yeah,
Salty?
is.
Exactly, but you don't just.
That's not what I'm
just
arguing.
Don't get the compliment
I'm
out of
arguing
nowhere.
that he's a bad teacher.
No, well, he got him to the point where he could be as strong as Master Windu with lightsaber and as powerful with the Force as Yoda. And you need it. And who was his teacher? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. You just don't get there by yourself.
Salt face. Look at that.
It's good to teach your student about being a good
if that's true, then
Saber wielder and a Force wielder. But come on, about wisdom.
Come on,
morals, ethics,
look at it. How many other Jedi were there? How many other Jedi were there?
So, in my selfish need to save my wife, no.
Look at it. He disobeyed his student, which was Vader, Anakin, right? He was, first of all, he's very circumstantial overall because he wasn't even born with a father. He had more midichlorians than Yoda. He fell in love and he broke his vow to the Jedi Order because his trainer's master was a rebel himself. What else? He gets trained at an older age. Even with all of that, all of that was set up to basically failure, and yet he became literally the strongest Force wielder of all time. That just doesn't happen out of thin air. That you need someone that's powerful, you need someone that has wisdom, and you need someone that has a lot of knowledge of the Force. That's aka Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not only that, Vader was arguably one of the strongest, and yet he was able to handle himself with Vader at his prime. So of course, I'm gonna give him one of my top 5 spots because he deserves it.
David looks like he's about to cry. The Kylo Ren face.
Yeah. He thinks Kylo Ren deserves to be in the top 5 spot.
No, I don't.
Oh, thank goodness.
Not.
He belongs in the 0 spot.
As of now, yes. If Kylo Ren would come against any of our fucking mentions as 1 to 5, even honorables, he would not stand a chance right now.
Yeah,
he is not. He would not.
Thank you, Johnny. I know it just proves the point. Like he's so salty.
Like I just said, my question is power, no. But his methods of trading Anakin, no. Because what happened? He went to the dark side.
He went to the dark side because Palpatine, the Sith that weren't supposed to exist, aka the strongest dark Sith of basically all time, in my opinion.
You're the chosen one.
So who cares if you're the chosen one?
You're the chosen one.
You're a 9-year-old boy being seduced to the dark side by the strongest Sith Lord of all time.
Boy.
And on top of it, the Jedi were stupid enough to put their freaking temple on the Sith temple. So
can I say a small point? Is if you want to be technically on point about it, is you were giving shit about the Darth Vader thing. It's if you look at Palpatine, he was about to turn Luke to dust because Luke was still coming into his own on the Force. He came in quick. By the Return of the Jedi, he was still coming in relatively quick on because look at he got thought at a late age like Anakin. I think it was Obi-Wan's apprentice, aka the man he trained, is the one who killed the most powerful Sith that dominated the Empire. Whatever way you look at that shit, is Obi-Wan was still there. Like it was still Anakin. He's still a lost kid. He got manipulated. It happens, and Anakin was full of anger and rage. What's Obi-Wan to tell him? Stop thinking about your mother. Anytime Anakin did bring up his mother in the books, Obi-Wan just tried to kind of reassure him with a joke or something, or like lighten him up or toughen him up. Like what else do you do? Kind of with a troubled kid, all you can do is try and keep them on the straight and narrow. Like Obi-Wan done the best he could do, and by the end, he did bring balance to the Force. No, when you look at factually, and Anakin's master was Obi-Wan. No. Obi-Wan sacrificed himself in front of Darth Vader to prove I'm one with the Force, mate. I'm good with my life. Do you know what I mean? Boom. Do you not think that's gonna play a heavy weight on Darth Vader's conscience? Going, you coward. You wouldn't let me fight you proper. Do you know what I mean? Obi-Wan's still teaching this motherfucker even through old age.
Even in death, he's still teaching him. But look at this. Look who his second student was. Luke Skywalker. Even after death, he's still training Luke Skywalker, arguably the strongest Force wielder of all time, basically. And guess who his master was? Obi-Wan Kenobi. Are you kidding me? Drop mic, anyone, please?
Yeah, but when it came to fucking Anakin, no. He messed up in certain aspects. He did mess up.
He got a ruined kid with a ruined circumstance. And during all this, the Sith came out of nowhere.
No,
come
on.
He was
that good of a student. The moment Palpatine said, "Yo, you are the fuck," he told freaking Anakin, "Yeah, I'm the Dark Sith Lord." He would have simply said, "Okay, either I just kill you, or no, turn you the fuck in."
That's what he did do.
No,
he did do that.
Yes,
he turned him in.
Let me speak then.
Right, but he did do that.
He comes back and says, "How's everyone doing? Oh." Mace went about to strike him the fuck down. He says, "Oh no, you're not supposed to do that." Fucking arm.
But is that Obi-Wan Kenobi's fault?
Cuts off his arm.
Is that Obi-Wan Kenobi's fault? Yeah, God.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's the strongest Sith convinced him. His wife that's gonna give kids is died or was lied to. Yeah, she didn't die yet. Sidious said that she died. Right? She was already dead. Out of your. Who told him that his kids died? It was Darth Sidious, right? Now, his wife is going to die. He feels like the Jedi betrayed him. And Sith weren't even supposed to exist. How are you blaming Obi-Wan Kenobi on that? Come on. That's ridiculous.
But yeah, That's just my opinion. Obi-Wan was your number one pick, Johnny, or
That was
no?
my number one.
I know that was Leo.
And David, man, you're completely like entitled to your opinion and rights, but like I completely respect the fuck out of your outlook. Whether I agree or not is not really the point. I respect the fuck out of it. And it's same with Obi-Wan. If someone chooses Obi-Wan as a number one, cause I said I have a soft spot for Obi-Wan, so well, I'm not gonna argue that. Who's your number one, David boy?
Oh no, I said Sidious was my number one.
Oh damn! Oh, so yeah, half your arguments were in there on I fucked it, didn't I, on the second choice of it? All right, I could see that. That's why you were arguing for Sidious. That's why I get it now. That's why the Sidious and Obi-Wan argument is coming in. Ah, right. So that's your number. My damn, it's pretty ironic that we have Obi-Wan, we have Darth Sidious, and my number one choice of in my humble opinion, as Leo stated at the start of the video, which I second that notion for all of us, is Mace Windu. And if I can, it's because y'all went on. I kept quiet when it was going on, and we were going on about the vape pads and shit. It's the vape pad is actually an alien creature. It's a tentacle creature. It whips faster than the naked eye. Mace Windu actually went on that planet against these dangerous creatures to fight them because he thought, like, what, like these are creatures, even Jedi's and like Sith, anybody with the Force, it's kind of real fearful creatures. So he not only like made a style off it, but he learned that style from going, I'm gonna fight and learn from these cunts because they can kill us. And that's where the vape pad actually comes from. That's where it's kind of a dark side use as well, because it's kind of like the tentacles where you deal heavier blows faster, no remorse. That's where it is kind of like you're channeled into a dark side. And at the same point, if you pick Sidious as your number one, technically Mace Windu beat Sidious if Anakin. It'd be fucking ironic right, you know what, it'd be hilarious if Leo chose Anakin as number one. How hilarious would that be? Because he literally chose the end of the third episode. That'd be hilarious. Like. But yeah, Mace Windu, in my opinion, and not to mention he has Shatterpoint. I've not read many people have Shatterpoint. This motherfucker can touch a wall of an enemy on his own and then sense right to the crack over there. Bang. One hit the cunt down the wall like his own Vanguard. He's a walking Vanguard. Do you know what I mean? I think he was wrong. He made the wrong choice when you're making the Anakin shit. He made the wrong choice with Anakin going, I'm going to take him out now. But at the same time, that shows how powerful the cunt is. I don't need to wait on Yoda, mate. I don't need to wait on Yoda. I'm fucking Samuel L. Jackson, baby. I don't need to wait on Yoda. And he proved he actually beat him. Do you know what I mean? He didn't need to wait on Yoda. You see, when Yoda fought Sidious, how did that go? When Mace Windu fought Sidious, how did that go? He's just lucky that Anakin was there in turmoil. That was the changer. So Mace Windu, not easily number one. Tough, but he's the number one for me on all them points.
Good point, Johnny. Good point. I mean, I was thinking of choosing him as my number one. I already told you who my number one was, but I was gonna choose him because of his lightsaber duels. He was my honorable mention, but he didn't make it on my list because power. He's not really that strong in comparison to the other guys. I think he's unique in the sense that he uses dark and light, and he doesn't let the dark overtake him, but he just uses it to strengthen his strikes. In terms of Palpatine, with him beating Palpatine, I think that I don't know about the Broke here, but Palpatine was like, "Oh, I'm a little old man, and please, he's killing me." I think he was holding back a lot, for the most part. I don't think Mace.
That could be in question, man. I don't. That's like it's a fair point.
And yeah, I don't think. Yeah, he had Shatterpoint. That was cool. He was very unique. He made his own fighting style, which is it's called Vadir. Let's see, Vadu. What was it? Okay, Vapod or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that was it. That he took it off the alien and the alien that could kill Jedi's.
Yeah, which was cool, but in terms of that's why he didn't make it to my list. Although honorable mention is, it's definitely a must-have. He was trained by Yoda. He was the first in his class. He's second to Yoda now in the council. I mean, yeah, he definitely could be up there. Honorable mention. What about you, Broke?
For starters, you guys should truly see the reaction of Leo the moment where Johnny said that his number one was Mace Windu. He like just started to laugh a little, left the room. He actually just left my house, maybe. I heard a door.
Yeah.
Goes back, starts jotting down notes. What is even right here? Mace Windu, really, with a frowny face? Like, but even I was like, what? I'm a Mace Windu fan, but come on,
Yeah,
now. Number
man.
one.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
makes me-
I tried to break it down. I had Sidious originally at the top.
Sorry, continue what you're saying. I spoke over you.
I was saying I had Sidious originally at the top, but then Mace Windu beat him. Like, and you can throw that theory out that maybe he was playing. Like, that's a good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't say for sure whether that is true, and I can't say for sure whether it's not. Do you know what I mean? It's just in my opinion, from what I saw and what I personally took from it, is Darth Sidious whipped the lightsaber out. It's a lesser form for him, and Mace Windu was like, "This is my strongest form." Unlucky bitch. Do you know what I mean? And he even, Darth Sidious though, if he was trying to play the cry game for Anakin, why did he throw out his Force Lightning? Yeah, his last object. So that kind of cancels that out. No, he threw that shit out, and Windu with the lightsaber. That's not happening to me. So if he really was trying to play child's play, he wouldn't have done that Force Lightning. No, you're telling me he wasn't trying to kill him with that Force Lightning? Because that's pushing it now. You're going to say that. That Force Lightning changes that theory, no? He tried to Force Lightning the shit out of him. Didn't work.
He did try the Force Lightning, but and then Anakin came into the room and kind of like...
No, he was doing Force Lightning when Anakin was in the room.
They were fighting in the original lightsaber. They were fighting in the original lightsaber duel. Like, they were going hard, right? Mace won him, I think, in lightsaber skills. But when he realized that he couldn't beat him with the lightsaber, then he took out his lightning, and I think he could have overpowered Windu. But then he sees Anakin, and then I think that's where he was like, Anakin, he's so strong and all that, blah blah blah. I mean, like, come on, that was before anything, Johnny, like you said, before anything, he's a tactician first. And if he could have outpowered Windu, which he could have, I think. What's more stronger, for him to outpower Windu and kill him, or converting Anakin 100%? So I think that's why he decided not to kill Windu, and in order to gain Anakin's loyalty to him.
It's a fair point. Like, I don't negate that to any degree, but then who would want to look like a fucking human scrotum just to get an apprentice? I don't think anyone would. I don't think anyone.
Face. Because in a novelization, he's like, oh, even though he supposedly scarred me, I'm gonna just, because he was like truly looking to keep the face of Palpatine, but then he says, oh no, I'm gonna use my own face for now.
But not only that, we know in the books that the dark side of the Force starts to deteriorate you.
Yeah. So,
and being that Palpatine has had the dark side since the age of 12 years old, and he has the yellow eyes to prove that he has the fury inside of him of a Darth Sith. He kept that appearance, like Broke said, basically to fool them, to be the tactician, because no one suspected. His strongest ability was not his force power, which it was, but not really. His strongest ability was to trick everyone into thinking that the Sith didn't exist.
Yeah, it's a fair point. I still think Windu beat the shit out of him, and you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Number one, numero uno, motherfuckers. Yeah. There ain't gonna be no motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane, motherfucker. Yeah, Team Windu, baby. Team Windu, taking out all that.
No, but in that fight between Mace Windu and Sidious, I believe, in my opinion, Windu was more of an opponent than Yoda, in my opinion. When it came to saber fighting, when they were saber fighting, he was like more of a challenge.
Windu shit, yeah, that's his shit.
Yeah, I would say.
When it came to the Force,
Yoda.
Yeah, Yoda was actually, he was like, oh, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
But when they were actually going back and forth with the sabers, like, it was like almost neck to neck. But when Yoda and Sis were going back and forth with Force, he was more of a competition with him.
Here, I'll say something to straighten the argument, Dave. I would say that when Johnny just read proves your point. When he said, oh, Anakin is like, Anakin. Yeah, Anakin is like Mace Windu with the lightsaber, but with Yoda, like the Force. basically, they're basically stating that Mace Windu is the best with the lightsaber, and Yoda's the strongest with the Force. So I could kind of see that, definitely.
So that's what I'm saying is right. If you take Mace Windu's lightsaber away and he has to stand with them and they do the jazz hands, like Mace Windu loses to most motherfuckers. Do you know what I mean? But Mace Windu with a lightsaber is a different fucking ball game, mate. Look at Yoda caught his lightning force and threw it back at Palpatine. Didn't affect him one fucking bit. Palpatine threw his force thing at fucking Windu and fucked his face up.
Basically,
Windu with a lightsaber is a different ball game, mate.
Yeah, that's why he was just basically just buying time. And excuse me for this rudeness here, but of this chips and eating and crap though. But yeah, when Palpatine was facing Mace Windu, it was just truly buying time and being on the defensive moment there because he knew he could easily dispatch the other two Jedi because he against I forgot which ones like their names, but there was like one Jedi whose species like used telepathic mind reading. Immediately in the book, I like the book's better version of the fight because it like more into how he actually defeated
Kid Fisto.
Yeah,
Kid Fisto, and the other one was something with a fear.
Like, come on, you really think me, an old man politician? Yeah, he's like, oh, come on, I'm an old man politician. You really think I'm just this powerful Sith Lord or whatnot? You come on, you're a telepath, read my mind. Well, he just like lowered down his lightsaber just for a minute to even like try to even mind read it. He just immediately just used his speed to went across the room, went through, killed him, immediately killed the other one, went back and forth with Mace and the other I
forgot his name.
Yeah, too. Like I know he's like this C can call it alien or whatnot though. But then he finally dispatches him off, and he was just going one-on-one with freaking Mace Windu on the defensive. He was just basically just buying time, just hurrying up on Anakin because he just fed him with, "Oh, I'm the one who can just save your speech."
Okay, so if Anakin was constipated and he had to go for a shit, how would that fight go then?
Yeah, but no, if Anakin ever showed up, Mace Windu would have killed Palpatine. He would have. I don't
know.
Unless, if anything, Palpatine would have just immediately if Palpatine knew that Anakin would not have come, he would have immediately just did the same thing. But then when it came to Mace Windu, try to focus more of a fighting chance with Force Lightning, maybe. But then again, with what you said with his fighting style with Shatterpoint and
I got a good argument for that.
Again,
I got a good argument for that. I think I agree with him, but I'm going to add to this. Just like one question, one comment. My first question is, well, if Mace Windu was the best duelist with his lightsaber, and Yoda wasn't as good with the lightsaber as Windu was, Sidious faced both Windu and Yoda, right? Why wouldn't Sidious continue fighting with his lightsaber? And that's my first question to either of you guys.
Why wasn't he continue fighting with his lightsaber?
Because the only reason why he didn't use the lightsaber against Windu was because he knew he was losing, right? Mm-hmm. But if Yoda isn't as good as a lightsaber duelist as Windu was, if Palpatine you're saying is stronger than Yoda, why would he put down his sword and then instead go down with
when
Force?
It came to Saber, with him, his Saber skills
against Yoda's
Saber skills were completely even. They were equals in Saber.
You're saying that, yeah?
Yeah, but when it came to Force, he was not, though.
Okay.
That's why. Because even though I believe it was mentioned that Mace Windu's Saber skills was above Yoda's.
Well, they never mentioned that clearly, but just like I said before,
it's debatable that his skills is in Saber skills is powerful than Yoda. But when it comes to the Force,
that's why Anakin used Windu for Saber and Yoda for wisdom. Yes.
So my next comment is then this: Palpatine got his ass kicked by both Yoda with Force power, and he got his ass kicked with lightsaber abilities by Windu. So he got his ass kicked 2 different methods by 2 different Jedi Master. That's what I think.
I don't know, man. I think it's all questionable. If you really do look at the facts of it, like when you say it like that, like there's a plausible case to be made there. No fucking doubt about that. But then again, when you look at it as well, look at when Windu fought Sidious, and then you look at when Yoda fought Sidious. You know what I mean? Exactly, even as David, and David like doesn't agree with my full point, and that's showing the honesty of it. It's a Windu put Palpatine on the defensive.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Yoda and him are kind of having an equal, like it was an equal matchup. Do you know what I mean? Windu plus Sidious was like, right, I'm gonna take you out because I know you're good at this. Boom, you're easy. Boom, you're easy. Then when it came to Windu, he was like, whoa, shit, 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 shit. And then he's vape-padding the shit out. He was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like that's the thing with Windu. His offense is ridiculous. It's merciless. Cause Windu kind of has that dark side drawn within him, like channels. Like Palpatine didn't know how to take that. It was like, whoa, you know, he underrated Windu. That's what I think happened. You underrate him. Like that's what happens to all these people who are better than others. Is you underrate him, and Windu just Windu went out the window. But that's because Anakin's
oh man, wow, he just said that joke.
yeah, that's because Anakin's a dickhead. Yeah, but other than that, and Windu would beat Anakin in a lightsaber fight as well. There was a theory video about that, and Windu comes out winning. His aggressiveness,
I don't know.
Aggressiveness, and he channels it back on them. He kind of takes it in, and boom, right back at you, man. It's closer.
I mean, I think that would be a good argument, yeah. But then again, who's better, Obi-Wan or Mace Windu? Because it's stated several times that Obi-Wan Kenobi is like literally the best saber duelist. So who would win?
Well, technically, when you say that statement is like the way it is Windu's dead after that. So like you're gonna go, yeah, Obi-Wan kind of takes over that mantle, like, you know what I mean? But you get pushed out. You get pushed out of the game. Poor choice of words in Windu's case. But yeah, are you like if you look at it, if you were to ask Obi-Wan, you're fighting Windu in a duel. I could imagine Windu's calm and collective, and Obi-Wan's a bollocks. You know what I mean? Just saying. And I love Obi-Wan. Who do I prefer? I prefer Obi-Wan. But
I think Obi-Wan, and here's where I think Obi-Wan would win Windu. Obi-Wan fought a lot of dark side users. Windu's power is half based on good and bad. Obi-Wan would have been able, because Obi-Wan's is the fourth style, or Yoda, not Yoda style, the fourth style, where he's on the defensive, like his master. He would have been able to take in Windu's dark side because he's always attacking. Windu's constantly attacking. Just like how Darth Vader is always attacking. Obi-Wan beat Vader because he knew how to counter-attack it. I think Obi-Wan would have won. And the reason why they claim him to be the best saber duelist is because he would have taken anything that Windu could dish out on him and throw it back at him. Because of his dark side energy that he's using, and he would have been able to counter him.
But there's a difference between Windu and Anakin, is that Windu can actually channel his dark side like to his good side. Otherwise, he'd be a Sith. There's a complete difference. You know, Windu has years of this shit. Obi-Wan and Windu would be a fucking superb fight. I'm not saying Windu would go through him, because that's Obi-Wan's thing. He lean back and he plays possum. That's what Obi-Wan. That's what his gift is. Possum. He plays possum, and
he's always
then he one hit you. You know, that's Obi-Wan's thing. That's his spiel. I think Mace Windu. He's never fought. Mace Windu he's a walking army. Like, you seen that in the old fourth cartoon that came out, where Windu takes on an army himself, and that's where you see Shatterpoint being introduced as to how much of a boss this prick is. Like, that he's a walking army. I don't think Obi-Wan would withstand him, but I think Obi-Wan would push him to the brink. No doubt about that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. No way. Obi-Wan's a beast. I just think Windu's aggressive. It overdone him. You know, and I don't think Windu would do any cheap tactics against Obi-Wan. With Obi-Wan, it'd be just a straight duel.
I think Obi-Wan would channel all his energy and send it back to him. Look at who Obi-Wan has beaten. All powerful Sith Lords, and they have pure dark side, right? If Mace Windu's advantage is that he uses the dark side, but not all the way, then I think Obi-Wan could easily beat him. Well, not easily beat him, but I think Obi-Wan could definitely beat him. And since Obi-Wan is never on the offensive, he's always on the defensive, always looking for a counterattack. Mace Windu is always on the offensive and always trying to overpower his opponent with his own dark side power. Clearly, Obi-Wan doesn't have any dark side of the Force in him Therefore, the advantage that Obi-Wan would get over a normal dark side wielder is out the window because he's not fighting a dark side user. He's fighting a light side user.
Please don't say out the window, yeah? That's offensive.
You just throw
all
that.
the choice words, mate, yeah? That's a cheat. He meant that. He meant that shit. Leo meant that shit. That's some vape pad shit right there, what you're doing in this duel, mate. You want to do that? It's like, yeah, let's be real about it, yeah? Let's be real about this shit. Ewan McGregor is the junkie from Train Spotting. And Samuel L. Jackson is Jules from Pulp fucking Fiction. You know what I mean? Ewan McGregor is that dude in the back of the car where he won't say his name. And John Travolta shoots him by accident. You know what I mean? Mace Windu cleans up the mess. That's all I'm trying to say. All day. Using movie references in the Star Wars debate, that's cheap, Johnny. You better believe that's cheap. Windu wins, mate. That's what I'm trying to say.
Nah, it's all bias. It's all bias. Lies.
Yeah, you're biased to Obi-Wan. Yeah, look, you're biased to Obi-Wan. I'm biased to Windu. Well, no, I'm biased to Obi-Wan. No, I prefer Obi-Wan. No, I'm not biased there. I like Obi-Wan more than Windu, but Windu, in my opinion, is a beast. And seeing Samuel L. Jackson play a fucking Jedi is it's amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, I just find it so annoying that they have to add in a purple lightsaber just for his ass. That's
You're still over that?
I'm still not over that crap, man. That's ridiculous.
Boy, that's the mix of red and blue. You get purple. That's what it's a signal for you.
They made that crap up on Samuel L. Jackson, like, because the original lightsaber colors are blue, green, red, yellow, white, and black, and then purple comes along.
And orange.
And then, I haven't seen it because the original ones are right here. I have them on my list here. Purple, I mean, near it, I put bullshit, but yellow and white are supposed to be a balance between dark and light side. Yellow is supposed to be redeeming, and white is supposed to be redemption, and yellow is supposed to be like the temple guards that were Sith but became Jedi. And therefore, it changed yellow, their lightsaber, their Cyan crystals. So for purple to come out of nowhere and say that it's a balance between the light and the dark side, that's just like trying to find a loophole inside of the Star Wars canon and then just make up your own BS. That's why I never liked the purple lightsaber to begin with.
It's a pretty good way to make it up, though, isn't it? Because purple is.
Yeah. But
it's a pretty good one. If Samuel L. Jackson walked in and said, "Hey, purple's my favorite color, motherfucker," and he just made it purple, yeah, that's shitty, but it's fucking hilarious. It's more hilarious than shitty. Like, yeah, let's give him that Samuel L. Jackson, mate. Purple it is. Let's just write some bullshit in.
Yeah.
You know? I'm still Windu, though. I'm still Team Windu, man. I respect the fuck out of Obi-Wan. I will not belittle Obi-Wan Kenobi in any way on this stream. I respectively think Windu beats him just by an inch, you know what I mean? Just by an inch. If Obi-Wan beats Windu, I don't mind. Fuck, I love Obi-Wan, so I don't mind that. Sidious can suck. He can suck it.
Windu might have to be on the lower ground for Obi-Wan to win, huh?
That's what she said, mate. That's what she David, can I ask David a question just to get David in on this as well? It's this would be for David against Leo here, David, who do you see if in Obi-Wan? Who do you see beating Obi-Wan? Because I know you have someone up your sleeve. Who would you see? Me and Leo have rocked at it there, and.
Oh no, I haven't said anything because I agree with you, John. I think freaking Mace Windu would most definitely
because he's an Obi-Wan hater. That's why.
No, I'm just saying on his teachings. That's the only thing. I just despise him being a terrible teacher. But
Kylo Ren looks up to the worst of Obi-Wan's teachings. How does that make sense?
It's horrible, man. Horrible, Dave. Horrible, bro. Horrible.
Okay, when one of your students go start killing people, I'll be like, yes.
Look, if my student,
man of God, y'all. This is man of God.
But it doesn't make him not make him a non-badass. Because my student, although he's terrible, he's doing terribly great things. He's such a badass that he's so strong that he even kills Jedi and Dark Force Wielders. That's how badass he is. It doesn't make him a bad teacher. He still kicks everyone's ass, right? Mm-hmm. So, That's my student. I'm not proud that he's killing bad people, but I'm just like, yep, that's my boy. He could still kill people, basically everyone.
David's about to cut in on the two of us and say, "Here, look, at least Snoke knows what he's teaching people." Yeah. I can feel it, Dave. I can feel it. I can feel it.
No.
Oh man.
You want to go back to selling death sticks, Dave? Stop it.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see this. Like this live stream beginning to wind down now. You know, we've set our 1 to 5 honorable mentions, and we basically just did like almost a half an hour session on fucking Obi-Wan himself.
I agree. I think it's time to wrap it up.
But yeah, so Johnny, you want to say the last few words? Like if you have anything like coming up on your channel or anything?
I don't know. Yeah, I still have to do the Darth Vader fucking versus Game of Thrones shit. I don't know what I'll do for season 4. I'll make a joke about smashing someone's face in and pudding or something. Shout out to Prince Oberyn. And Ashoka is a great Jedi. Andy knows the Star Wars shit, man. And Ashoka is not on this list because if you listen to the other people on this list, Mr. Panty Man, fuck me. You go back to sniffing them panties, mate. No, I'm only messing. Much love, y'all. Davey, thanks for having me on. Leo, always good to go back and forth with you as well. It was fun, mate. It was fun. Love that. Sorry about the time zone shit that fucked up YouTube for all of us. I got in a bit late. David's stream kind of came up saying it's like not for another 2 hours, so it kind of fucked up everything. So I apologize for anybody that was here for that as well, and David and Leo as well. Humbly apologize for that shit, and cheers for the awesome chat, mate. Cheers for the awesome chat. Yeah.
I give you my blessings. It's okay. It's all right. But thank you again for allowing me on your channel, Mr. Broke Black Man. Johnny, always a pleasure. And may the force be with you.
As long as that doesn't come out of Obi-Wan's mouth, okay, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, mate. Leo, may the force be with you as well.
I hate you're salty even to the bitter end. Look at that. Can't let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, well, Nick, I just force choked the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, David, we will be doing another Star Wars one in the future, won't we? We'll have to figure something out.
Especially, you know, until I know in March, I think in March is when Rogue One comes out on DVD. So
Rogue One, yeah, it's coming out soon.
So
and the next Star Wars movie, guys, pay attention, put this on your calendar. Holiday season, the next main branch of Star Wars movies coming up. So please support your Star Wars movies. Let's get the conversations going on, and let's see who Kylo Ren really is, where Luke has been, what the hell's going on. I'm curious to see what's going on with that.
Yeah, because supposedly they leaked what the teaser trailer is supposed to be already online, and I already like looked at it, I'm like, really? Of all things that's gonna go down, you know, but because from what I read of it, and I'm not gonna say it because I know people don't want to be spoiled or not though. But...
I'm sorry, what door? Ashoka is a great Jedi. That is correct. Go on. I just had to say that.
But yeah, from what it looks like a little bit fan and just a little bit obvious of that teaser. But then there was like one thing that Snoke said. I was like, what the fuck did he mean by that? But who knows? Maybe we'll talk about that in the beginning of another stream, next Star Wars stream we're gonna do. But you know, I don't always have to be coming up with the certain topics. If you guys want us to like talk about certain things, you know, write it in the comments below when you're watching this video in the future, or even after the live stream goes off. You know, go in the comment section, write some ideas down, and maybe we'll talk about it. Who knows? Maybe having a Ahsoka conversation about
who has the best lightsaber.
True.
Who has the coolest lightsaber or the biggest? But that's kind of preferred. Who has the coolest lightsaber?
We all know that's fucking Kylo Ren.
The coolest lightsaber.
Darth Maul.
Oh gosh, the coolest lightsaber, which is the black lightsaber, which is awesome. That one is badass. I don't know if Broke knows about that one, but it wasn't even held by a Force wielder. It was actually held by a Mandalorian or something like that. And he hates all Jedi and he hates all Sith. And they steal it from the Jedi Temple. It looks like a katana, but it has Force power. I think that's a badass one.
It's like a samurai sword with kind of black kind of beams coming. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, you win. Fuck you. No need for that question. Well done. Leo wins that one. No point in asking it. Next. Next. Davey, much love for having me on, brother.
Yeah. All right.
Much love.
Hey, I am the Broke Black Man 94. Thanks for tuning in, and I am signing off.